NFL Combine Day 2. For some reason, I didn't realize if I clicked start stream, it would go live immediately. Not a YouTube streaming expert. But this is Day 2 of the NFL Scouting Combine live in Indianapolis, Indiana at Lucas Oil Stadium. And today we have the pleasure of watching DBs, corners, and then I believe later safeties, of course, will not only run their 40s, but they will also do, or are currently doing, the vertical and broad jump. Have they done three-cone short shuttle? No. But the DBs have jumped unbelievably so far. Julius Brents and Deonte Banks especially have been crazy, but the rest have been also wild. I do have to change the title. I was not ready for this. 2023 NFL Scouting Combine reaction I'll have to do. And then in parentheses, Day 2 DBs.
Sometimes it's a Texas kid arriving with little fanfare and changing the way the sport is played.
Ooh, Ringo with not a great vert.
For those who arrived here just 1 year ago, Brock Purdy of Iowa State, making their mark as rookie sensations. Can we call them playing?
A drunk Bengal. Have you ever seen a drunk person? I don't even, dude. I get that comment sometimes. It's. I don't understand it at all. I actually do not get it. Doesn't make any sense.
Who will break from the pack and join the ranks of a lockdown elite? The moment is here.
All right.
The time is now.
I am stoked though. DBs is always a fun day.
Welcome.
Guys run fast for big drills.
Scouting Combine.
Boy, do we enjoy showing you football fans, professional football fans, the stars of tomorrow for the first time in an NFL event right here at a Scouting Combine. Fans inside the stadium. I just love that. Open to
And it should be a good one.
NFL Scouting Combine.
I'm excited for it. Hopefully my stream doesn't get taken down for the audio.
Players of our game today out there as fresh-faced pre-draft rookies on a combine.
Should be a lot of fun.
Ready to show off their wares. Rich eyes.
You know, usually I'm able to get the chat actually on my screen, but it's not happening here.
After last night's defensive line performance, to be exactly that, we're seeing the stars of tomorrow today.
Yeah, it's a passing league, and we saw the pass rushers yesterday. They really put on a show. I think you're going to see even more impressive.
Sub 428. Honestly, with the way that people were running yesterday, with the D-line groups and linebackers, I would not be shocked to see somebody getting the 4.2s. I wouldn't be shocked, just because the track has been running so fast. Different guys are putting up incredible times, so it would not shock me to see somebody run, 4.29 or something like that.
Christian Gonzalez already today, Rich. He jumped over 40 inches, 41.5 inches, but he jumped 11.1. That shows you the type of athleticism he has. A transfer from Colorado, a real smooth.
All right, let me put out a tweet.
Ball skills right there, working against Oregon State. Both those guys are going to be top 15 picks, and I expect them to put on quite a show today.
The 41.5-inch vertical matches the one of Nolan Smith.
This is bedhead. This is just what my hair looks like.
So I can't wait to see how that
Cody, thanks for the $4.99 anyway. Hootie Max, thanks for the $1.99. I appreciate you guys. No message on that one, though.
Matters down to the great Stacey Dales on the turf. Stacey, take it away.
Thank you, Rich and DJ. Hey, Penn State has never had a defensive back drafted, taken in the first round of the NFL draft. That could all change because of the aforementioned, DJ just talked about him, Joey Porter Jr. He could make history. He could become the first.
How's the audio, guys? Is this at a good level?
Decision for him to stay for his senior season. He wanted to leave. He made that decision to stay, but it was really because of his parents. There were two people that wanted him to stay put and handle that senior year and hone his skills. And those
sounds good. Excellent.
Folks. And of course, his dad, Joey Porter, 13-year NFL veteran.
Pop out the chat. Excellent. Neon Gamer, thanks for the $1.99.
it was hard to hear. He told us this week, you never want to hear about, you're not ready, especially when it comes from your dad, who happens to be Joey Porter. But he ended up honing his skills. He cleaned up some of his penalties and certainly became more detailed in how he approached the game. And here we are today. You're going to see him layered up. He's got some sleeves on, and that is
Jalen Carter falls to 13. Does Joe Douglas even think about it? I don't know. I don't know how to answer any Jalen Carter question. I feel like we just need to wait until we get more information. It's tough to speculate. I really don't know.
It's cold outside, so let's warm ourselves by the 40-yard.
Neon Gamer with the 4.99 says, do you think the Giants should focus on Jones or Barkley? It's a tough question because it basically comes down to, do you believe Daniel Jones is the quarterback of the future for the Giants? And obviously there's another way to look at it, which is quarterback is inherently extremely valuable in comparison to, well, really any other position, but especially running back. Saquon is a running back, and those are just players you usually don't want to extend and give a second contract to because the money really doesn't usually match the output. And especially with Saquon, who's dealt with injuries, it's a really tough situation. If I were the Giants, I don't know how I would handle it. Like, obviously, you can say, oh, I would just do this, and then this would happen. But ideally, Daniel Jones would get the franchise tag, so you'd have another year to evaluate him, see where you are. And for Saquon, I really wouldn't want to give him, like, a 4 or 5 year extension like he might be looking for. Now, Saquon Barkley does have the benefit of being just 26 years old, but that's usually not a great window for a running back, like 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31.
We see you too.
So I don't know, man. It's a really tough situation. It really is. Like, yeah, Ezekiel Elliott is a prime example. So I'm not sure. Nobody's run any 40s yet for DBs. Hasn't really started. Ideally you'd get void years in the contract. So you could give Saquon like a 5-year deal, but have years 4 and 5 be void years. So essentially they don't even exist. That could be a way to do it. But obviously this is just something we can easily say it. Oh, just do this, do that. They should just do this. But it's easier said than done, and it just might not be possible. So it's a tough question. It's a good question. Thank you, Neon Gamer, for the 5. Ignored Seeker with the $2 says, I'm a Cowboys fan and Dak is being done dirty. I actually agree. Dak didn't play well in the playoff game. I think that's fair. But Dak is still one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Is he top 5? No, probably not. But he's in that top 10 range. Is Dak better than pretty much any other quarterback you could feasibly throw out there? Pretty much. All these other quarterbacks are not acquirable. Like, are the Cowboys going to give up a huge package to go move for Lamar Jackson with Dak? Yeah, they're probably not going to do that. I think Dak is good. I don't think he's amazing, but I do think he's being disrespected. Fact of the matter is he had to play better in that playoff game, but I don't think he's bad. I don't think you can take the result of one game and say, oh man, the Cowboys need to go in another direction. They will be a worse team without Dak, in my opinion. Brian with the $1.99 says, always love the draft content. Keep it up. Thank you, Brian. Who do you max with the $1.99 says, who is the best receiver in 2022-2023? For NFL players? Who was the best receiver last year? Maybe Justin Jefferson? I don't even know who led the league in receiving yards. Not that necessarily changes much, but it was Justin Jefferson. Tyreek Hill would have been a good shout too. Lucas Ness ran 4.58, I believe, yesterday. Garrett Andrews with the $4.99 says, you're the man, Bengal, Houston boy as well. Can't remember the last time I missed a video. We need another NCAA dynasty. Appreciate you, Garrett. We'll see about it. I can't make any promises, but I would be extremely surprised if I never did another NCAA video on the channel. Extremely surprised. Brian Durr with the $5 says, love the content, Mr. Dangus. Of the D linemen and edge rushers we saw yesterday, who do you think is the best fit for the Bears? Well, you'd love to get Will Anderson. Might be the best player in the draft. So you'd love to get him. And is he a good fit? Of course he is, because he might be the best player in the draft. Will they end up with him? Maybe not. Tyree Wilson could be a good fit. Bears need help in the front seven, especially on the defensive line. I think Brian Brzee, depending on if you trade down enough, could be good too. But Brzee, it seems like will be unlikely to be a top pick, even though I still feel like he's one of the better players in the draft. Booty Bandit with $1.99 says, thoughts on Rodgers to Carolina, Lamar to Seattle? They're interesting thoughts. I feel like we really haven't heard any of those guys connected to those teams. Rodgers to Carolina doesn't feel like it would happen. Lamar to Seattle, I mean, these would be cool things. Seattle does have multiple picks, so they could feasibly make a move for Lamar if they wanted to. That'd be really fun. I don't see Rodgers to Carolina. You could sell me on Lamar to Seattle. It seems outlandish, but I think it could be feasible. Zachary Sama with the $5 says, off topic, but will you be streaming, posting MLB The Show 23 when that comes out? Love all the content you put out. Hope everything is well. Appreciate you, Zachary. I'll probably be streaming it on Twitch, twitch.tv/Bengal. I've been streaming most nights this past week. I've been playing Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, some of the old Call of Duties. So if you're interested in any of that, I've been tweeting about it. But follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Bengal. Good spot to be. William with the $2 says, what do you think about Zay Flowers to the Packers? Seems like it'd be a good fit. Maybe somewhere on day 2 if Zay Flowers slips to that spot. I think it's definitely possible that he's a second-round player. And offers a big speed threat. I like the Packers receiving core a little bit more than others, but I do think they need another, like a third option. I like Romeo Doubs for the future. I like Christian Watson for the future. You have some speed. Maybe Zay Flowers, plug-and-play slot. Maybe not so bad of a spot. Sauce Gardner's in Indy.
Eisen, you better take the ice from him for the entire show.
Jonathan Mingo is interesting. Big-bodied receiver from Ole Miss. And there's a value to that type of receiver, man. Jonathan Mingo is 6'2", 225. Averages 17 yards a catch, or at least did this past season. He's not DK Metcalf, obviously. Big-bodied Ole Miss receiver. But he can get deep down the field at times. I don't know. He could be a fun day 2, day 3 receiver. D-line losers. See, I don't know. Everyone ran so well that it's really tough to pick losers on the defensive line. Really, you'd be looking at guys with poor 10-yard split. I mean, maybe Siaki Ika was the least impressive, but he's also 345 pounds. 335. I thought he was 345. So he was brutally bad in testing, but he's also, like, that's not his game. He's a nose tackle. However, I haven't seen him in 2022, but I heard his tape was not impressive. So that could potentially hurt him a lot. But yeah, not really an explosive player. I watched him in 2021. I thought he had surprisingly quick feet for 335, 345. Mike Morris did not test well either. But his 10-yard split was good. And I don't see him because he's going to be listed at defensive end. But Mike Morris, his 10-yard split was like 1.7, which 1.72, which isn't terrible for someone that's 275, 280. Like the 40 was slow, but the 10-yard split is not that terrible, which is more important for defensive linemen, because what's more important, their burst within a confined space, like a close area, or running 40 yards down the field. If you have a defensive end or even an interior defensive lineman running 40 yards down the field, you're having problems on defense. So I don't really care too much about a lot of these. Who is another name I just saw? Andre Carter. Yeah, Andre Carter is a weird one because he was in the Army strength and conditioning program. Did he run? I don't know if I saw him run. Where is Andre Carter? Yeah, only a 9'1" broad jump, but you got to remember with a guy like Andre Carter, he's like 6'7", 6'6 and a half. This is someone who I would be shocked if he's going to be, you know, jumping 10 feet with a 40-inch broad jump or a 40-inch vertical jump. So, is this that bad of a performance, or is he just ridiculously big?
We have no idea how this is all going to unfold.
Time to get this show started, Kansas City.
I think he'll be the first off the board.
And like, if you're going to talk about like 11 reps of 225, his arms are 33 3/8 inches. Like, it's just it's so much tougher to bench with long arms because you don't get them in tight, and it's like, I don't want to call it center of gravity because it's not right, but it's shorter arms. Like the same way that being shorter improves your balance, it works with bench pressing because it's a more confined like area for your arms just to push up easy. Less of a distance it has to travel. Yeah, shorter range of motion. Yeah, I am. I'm a little bit groggy at the moment. Yeah, leverage is important too. I like Keanu Benton. He was a Senior Bowl like monster, and I like the Senior Bowl. The Senior Bowl is a really good area to evaluate guys that maybe you wouldn't expect because you get to see them in one-on-ones. You get to see them in the game. You get to see them the entire week of practice. And like Terry McLaurin was a good example of somebody in the 2019 NFL draft. Can we go back and look at that? We can't. But Terry McLaurin was somebody that really wasn't on my radar going into that draft because he was somebody at Ohio State that really was not that productive because of all the talent at Ohio State. And, I mean, look at this. His senior season, he did have 11 touchdowns, to be fair. But 700 yards was by far the most yards that he ever had in college. It nearly double the previous tie. And just because there were so many talented players at Ohio State. And, you know, he was somebody that dominated the Senior Bowl. And I think really put himself on the map in a way. Because he ran really well at the Combine too, after having a dominant Senior Bowl, and everything just started to fall into place for a player like him. Great Senior Bowl, unguardable, great performance, great Combine, apparently interviewed really well. Like, that's everything you want. Like, the writing was on the wall for Scary Terry to develop into being one of the better receivers in the league, and he is. He is without question a top 10 receiver. All right, we're about to see some runs. They're showing Sauce Gardner from a year ago.
I think that might be the second one right there.
What a freak, dude! Sauce Gardner moving the way he does at 6'4" almost is insane. Now Brian Branch is awesome. He's cool. I think John Jones wins tomorrow.
Was there anybody that you knew in the stands that you were giving that kiss to or anything like that? No. Or
There was some Bearcat fans.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
Some Bearcat
So it's tough with the DBs because they really have only done either the broad or the vertical, and some of these numbers are crazy. However, the numbers from both Brian Branch, Keely Ringo, Clark Phillips wasn't going to be anything crazy. Not especially impressive. 10-2 broad, 33.5-inch vertical. Like, they're fine. They're nothing crazy. I think Ringo's going to run pretty well, though. And he's also a big, big dude. It's tough to compare a guy like Keely Ringo, who's 6'2", 210. And then you're going to see Clark Phillips, who's 5'9.5", maybe. 5'9", 184. That's 30 pounds of difference, almost. So, but we are going to start the 40s, guys.
And it starts with runners who are people too, because they're kickers. Michael Turk.
I'll keep the vertical up for now. These vertical jumps are crazy. Anything close to 40 is ridiculous. Anything over 40 is absurd. Michael Turk from Oklahoma is going to kick things off here.
No, that's. What do you think? Hold on, no, a kicker. We got to depend on him to make them clutch tackles. So let's go 4-8.
Love starting with the kicker 40s. He's moving though. 4-8 flat. What a guy.
Oh my goodness. You are good at
kicker or punter, you're not running a 40. The only reason you're running a 40 is if you can go a little bit.
Yes, sir, Michael Turk. There you go.
No, he is a kicker. He's not a corner. Now, there is a white corner. Yeah, Riley Moss. He might end up playing safety.
And I kicked the ball, so.
Dude, he's someone that's going to test pretty well, probably. 39-inch vertical, 10-7 broad jump. It's pretty good.
All right. 5-1. There's no idea Sauce Gardner's up here.
So we could see a white corner. A rare breed.
Now I think we're going to DBs.
Now, okay, here we go. First up from the defensive back group, Oregon State.
All right, here we go.
Beaver.
Alex Austin from Oregon State, 6'1", 195.
Was kind of the question.
He's got the Addy Zero, like zebra, cheetah cleats on. I know those are two animals that don't look alike, but it's like a weird mishmash.
See how he runs. Big time.
So this is the first DB 40. He's out pretty quick, maybe a 1.65 split there, something like that from 10 yards. His 40-yard dash is 4.56. Now, they're not going to show more about 10-yard splits compared to yesterday, because for DBs, you do want them to be able to run a little bit longer.
So that's the number 441.
Okay.
What did Forbes weigh in at? I know he's a light corner.
Defensive coordinator formerly of the Eagles, defensive-minded, if you will, head coach of the Cardinals.
166. Jesus, dude's built like me.
Sounds familiar to you.
Not good. Not good.
Definitely do.
Fresh stick of gum he put in his mouth there. Deontay Banks.
Jumped out of the
Now, Deontay Banks had a crazy broad and vertical. Here he is running the 40. He just might be a ridiculous workout warrior. He's out quick. 4.36 for Deontay Banks.
That's a big corner, too. That's 197 pounds.
Jesus. He's built like a truck.
Against Ohio State, he blocks a PAT. Ends up being a 2 points going the other way.
We got a tweet about it.
That effort and a play you don't take off. A lot of guys will take that one off. It shows you a little bit of his competitiveness.
4-3 and change, huh?
He's got another Maryland corner coming right here. Another one that can run.
Jacorian Bennett has a little bit of hype to him.
Haven't got the whistle blown on him.
Not yet.
Ben Anderson, thank you for the 279 Canadian dollars. Will you be doing an NFL Head Coach 09 series? Maybe.
Facts.
Maybe.
Jacorian Bennett of Maryland.
Not a great start. Still ran 4.31.
Nichols with a 4.31.
Yeah, maybe it was a better start than I thought. You know, sometimes the drive phase is
Fast turtles.
a little bit
He's a feisty
misleading,
player, too.
because if you guys don't know much about like track technique and sprinting, the drive phase is all about like really driving your cleats or your shoes into the ground for like not only traction but building up force and power and generating speed. So you're not actually trying to run as fast as you can right away, technically. Anything in the 4.3. I mean, that was like the most casual 4.31 of all time.
It's a great time for him.
4.31 is fucking 4.2. And yesterday, I don't know if they've made adjustments today, but every hand time or every unofficial time
More of a social media thing.
was
The DB coach,
so much slower than they actually were.
and a few more guys. He trained a bunch of these guys that's out here running.
So
40s as well.
if that stays true today, which maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. As here's Brian Branch is going to run.
There's the whistle.
Rolled into it.
Head coach of the Giants. Co-tenants with the man to my right.
If Brian Branch is there at 25, I'm in.
Sauce Gardner in the booth. The reigning defensive rookie of the year who shined out here at the combine in these drills and these moments. Wound up being the 4th overall pick in the draft. And then,
All the way over.
uh-oh.
All the way over, please.
Mark Garsick is kicking
Be
people
more
out.
time in there, you're going to be in the way.
Yeah. And Kayvon Thibodeau was taken right after you by the Giants.
Hold up a second.
Yeah.
Hold up a second.
Some wattage to the New York football scene in just about 5-10 minutes time. So Brian Branch is number 21 in your top 4.
Yeah, he's a really good player. He 590 reps in the slot, so he's got a ton of experience. He's going to be a nickel. That's where he's most used and most effective, but he can also play some free safety.
Let's see here. I don't know if Brian Branch is going to test all that crazy. He's just a really good football player.
Yeah, you gotta have one of those.
He's moving a little bit, though. 4.58. It's not that bad.
His game is about his eyes and his instincts that helps him.
That's not that bad.
Than that time that you just saw.
You got to keep in mind he's not a boundary.
Here comes Julius Brents. Folks know him as Juju.
So like think like Justin Simmons if you're gonna move him back to safety. Justin Simmons didn't run. I think he was like 4.6 or something. It's about quicker than fast and instincts.
That's a good one.
Playing faster is more important than running fast. And that might have been closer to 4.5 flat, depending on if it was anything like yesterday. Now Julius Brents is someone that could really run here.
Translates to a pretty darn fast time.
Julius Brents could really run.
Player 2 had a good week at the Senior Bowl.
Vertical was nuts. Had an amazing Senior Bowl week, as Daniel Jeremiah just
Big
said.
12 championship game.
34-inch arm, Sauce. You can appreciate that.
Yeah, most definitely.
Go.
You got long strides.
And he's finished.
4.53. That's good for a 6'2" plus corner.
But almost 6'3" with 34-inch arms.
I think the official time would be faster than the 4.53 on that.
That's been the trend.
We got to keep in mind
Bush coming in.
like the different builds of players.
That's my guy right here.
Okay, tell me about him. What do you got for me?
He played nickel. You know, he is a very smart player.
Also got a sandwich.
Great dude to be around. And I mean, he know a lot about football as well. So
Football intelligence, as we always hear about, the FBI.
definitely.
Okay. Former college teammate of Sauce Gardner, Ron Bush. Goes.
4.54.
That's a solid time for him. He's another one where I think it's instant.
Indeed,
confidence.
Xander.
Like that's kind of his calling card.
Yeah, he from Cleveland. You know, Cleveland, they try to be like guys from Detroit. You know, I'm from Detroit, and they just want to be like us. But, you know, guys from Cleveland, they pretty tough.
I'm trying to pick up what you're putting down.
Keitrell Clark could run pretty well here, though.
Exactly.
Understood.
We like the standard. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody's just filling in behind.
Exactly. Exactly.
Keitrell Clark.
He's got the chain swinging, too.
This is a feisty player, real fluid.
Cameron Woodward, thanks for the $2. Says any Vanilla Vic QBs in this draft?
Really aggressive.
Are there any QBs that can run? I don't know that there are any that you're asking about that can run too well. That's a good start, too.
You got a good start there.
4.42.
He jumped out.
Nice time for Keitrell Clark of Louisville. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had a good start. That was clean.
Always
Jesse Fontaine with the $4.99 says, hey, Bengal. What do you think the Lions do at pick 6 and 18? Trade down or trade up? I mean, it's tough to predict trade downs with those picks. I still think the Lions could potentially consider a QB if one falls to 6. Forbes better run well at 166.
He is long. He's got six pick sixes in his career. He's just a ball magnet.
That's all that matters.
Seems like you don't have to tell me what he ran in the chat if you already saw it. That was the weirdest looking 4.35 ever. I'm gonna give you a warning, Brandon, but I don't need a reporter in the chat. I'm watching it, you can hear it, I'll react to it out loud.
My comp for him was Samari Roll.
I don't want to see it before.
If you've seen Samari Roll, really skinny, really wiry, but just a great football player. You never have to wonder where he is. Just find the football, and he's going to be right there.
Yeah.
But pattern read, mirror and match. He's the pick
I think
six
the
king.
fastest
That's
corner
where you see that
40s.
much production, and once he gets it in his hands, he turns into
Where's
a
this
playmaker.
here?
It's our second sub 4.40 that we've timed.
Darius Rush,
Willens in
I could see
in this 40.
having the fastest 40.
That's big time territory. What was
That would be my bet. If I had to pick one corner,
last year?
3.5.
maybe Christian Gonzalez could run pretty well too. I'd say one of those two.
I think by the end of the combine, we're gonna have somebody get under that.
Okay.
Mike Garner of LSU.
4.55 for Mekhi Garner.
He's a good special teams player. This might be one of the faster ones right here, Christian Gonzalez. How about his jumps? 41.5 and an 11.1 broad.
Anyone under 4.25 today? I don't know. That'd be a pretty impressive time.
He's smooth.
Yep.
Real fluid.
Exactly what it is.
Gave up a back shoulder touchdown in the opener against Georgia, and that was one of the few times you saw him give up a play. Just real consistent.
He's sliding with the Apple Watch on. Okay.
He's counting his steps.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, sorry, Jack, I missed that. We'll get to it after the Gonzalez 40. Let's see how he starts. Not a bad start. He's building up speed pretty quick. 4.44, not bad. He's a big dude.
With the Apple Watch on, though. That's the thing.
Jack Turner with the $1.99 says, thoughts on QB at 5 for Seattle? I'd love AR. I don't think he likes AR-15 because of the gun association with that, because an AR-15 is a Armalite rifle. But it's, yeah, so I don't think he likes that, or he said he doesn't. But they could take a QB at 5. Anthony Richardson is, in my opinion, a pretty good quarterback prospect. So I would be in on that if I'm the Seahawks. Damian Williams with the 5 says, the obsession with Will Levis' arm strength is giving me Kyle Bowler vibes. I don't know. Like, every year we have guys that get hyped up because of their arm talent, but as cliche as it sounds, you can't teach arm talent to a degree. Like, you can improve a little bit, but a lot of times you either have it or you don't. Like, you're not going to get a guy with average to suddenly be near an elite tier. But if you already have someone at elite, you can build up the other aspects of their game. You know, a lot of teams like that. It's so easy to say those guys never work out. I think people are just so down on Zach Wilson because he forgot how to play football, and that everyone thinks that any strong-arm quarterback that they didn't hear of before draft season because they're not a college football fan is Zach Wilson, when it's just like, it's not the case. Zach Wilson forgot how to play football. Forgot how to play football.
I'm not sure other guys think about delivering.
I don't know. I haven't seen someone be that disappointing in a while.
We knew we had to do something about it. Turns out the solve wasn't better.
I don't think Ringo's the first corner picked. I don't know if he's even in the top 5.
Because we're a pizza company, we loaded them with pizza toppings.
Our tots are made to be delivered. Introducing new loaded.
Appreciate you, Frosty.
Only $6.99 each when you order pizza and tots. What else could be better than that?
If I had to say the first corner off the board, I would bet is either Devin Witherspoon, Joey Porter Jr., or my personal pick to be the first off the board, Christian Gonzalez. After that, it gets a little bit tougher. So maybe Ringo could be CB4 off the board, but I think those are the first 3.
We make excuses for how we feel. We push everything down. We tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. And some days, maybe it is. But you've never been interested in easy. Reaching out is hard. Do it anyway. You're not alone. You've got this. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
I don't think that
haven't seen this one yet.
School even do it. No way.
No way.
No way. No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud.
These are the top times right now.
Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org.
Here, speed is
Sorry about that, Jay Flippy. Thanks for the 10, though. Yeah, I forgot to change the title when I launched the stream. But we got it now.
will be tested.
Should be fixed.
And destiny doesn't hide. Because here is where the NFL journey begins. The NFL Combine, presented by No Bull, continues tomorrow at 1, only on NFL Network.
Here are the 40-yard dashes that you missed while we were paying bills. Anthony Johnson running a 4.64. And then Jalen Jones of Texas A&M.
Oh, this is a labored 40. That looked so bad.
Couple big corners.
Nick Jones in Ball State.
I don't think Witherspoon's running, no.
Oh, I know Nick Jones.
He's a good player.
4.56.
Blocks a punt.
I'm not disappointed with Branch's 40. He's not a boundary corner. Oh, Kelly flying. 4.52, not bad from him.
In case you're just joining us, we're watching 40-yard dashes from the defensive backs group.
What's my 40 time? Last time I ran one, it was 4.7 flat, but I don't know what it would be now.
This combine
Probably not too far away.
Defensive backs joining us here, the defensive rookie of the year of the New York Jets, right here on our Scouting Combine coverage. Your thoughts so far? What you're seeing so far?
These guys, they looking good, man. I mean, I'm impressed by a lot of these guys out here.
Less stressful up here, right, than being down there?
No, definitely, especially seeing Nick Jones.
Bad start. After Luter, the next names we have running are Cameron Mitchell, Riley Moss. People are asking about him from Iowa. Clark Phillips, Joey Porter Jr., Keely Ringo, Darius Rush. This is a do not leave your TV screen type of deal because we have some big names running right in a row. Of course, I'll be watching the John Jones fight. That entire card looks really, really good.
South Alabama football is on the line here.
Speed is a little bit of the question mark with him. So with some of these guys, this matters more, and I think he's one of them, just to show if he has enough juice here.
This is a big dude, too. 4.46 is a good time.
That'll play. That helps. Great time.
Says he wants to run his own business.
But yeah, my pick is still Darius Rush to run the fastest 40 from the corners. He's coming up in a bit. I watch a lot of UFC, not just the big cards. I used to be big into MMA. Jeff Neal missed weight by a lot. What's a lot? Over 5 pounds?
The key to it, you gotta try to just keep your hips.
Yeah, I don't know Tajay Spears personally. I do know of him, yeah.
Heels touching their butts and stuff like that, and all the power is going backwards. That's when the times get slower.
Did you see when you first started training for it a pretty good spike in terms of how fast you got when you first arrived?
4 pounds. That's still pretty big.
This is the thing, like when you know you're doing it right, when it don't feel like you're running that fast. So you know, I was training at for Exos in Frisco with Brent.
Brent Calloway.
Yep. Yeah. He was like, I'm like, Brent, this can't be right because it don't feel like I'm going as fast as it is like when I do it my way. Like, do you not see these times? Like, the times is way fast, so I had to just trust the process.
Yeah. It worked.
It worked.
Yeah, he helped me a lot.
Process did work.
They do a great job. They got a ton of players there. A ton of players there this year. A lot of the fast guys here training out there with Brent Calloway at Exos.
Riley Moss is going to be an interesting one. I think he can probably break 4.5.
Become close there too.
I think he's going to be around 4.5 either way. Wouldn't be shocked with 4.6. Wouldn't be shocked with 4.5. It kind of depends on these guys training, you know. You never know what they're doing and where they're training up to. Especially if they have a track background, which I don't know about. I would be shocked to see Keely Ringo in the 4.2s just because he's so big. I did see a video of him working out in the offseason, and he ran really well, but with, like, not only wind assisted, but had, like, a harness on him. So, I don't know. Here's Riley Moss. He looks like he's moving pretty good. 4.48.
He's got a track background.
He does have a track background. There you go. Bo Nichols is fun. We're going to see him Saturday. I think he's the first fight of the main card.
Also have confidence in me. You know, that just made my job, you know, way easier.
Well, what would you counsel all these guys?
Here's Clark Phillips. I don't know that he's going to run all that well. He's another guy like Brian Branch where I feel like he's more instinctive as a corner, and Brian Branch is a nickel. Clark Phillips probably will be a nickel, even though he's played boundary as well. Phillips moving pretty good, though. 4.51. It's not that bad.
Solid time. He reminded me a little bit of Darnay Holmes when he was coming out of UCLA. Had 6 picks, tons of production. I think he's going to end up being a nickel. Really good instincts. Just he doesn't play with any hesitation. Just
Cam Smith is going to run. I like Cam Smith. I got to go back and watch him in 2022. But I liked him in 2021. Here's Joey Porter Jr. Joey Porter Jr. was built for this. It's going to be a good time. 6'2.5", only 193, which is good for a corner. I'm not saying that's like super light. I'm just saying like that's a good running weight. He got out pretty good. 4.47. That's 6'2 plus.
So go on. How does that help
receiver have a step or two on you, you know that limb plays
It's
a
a good
huge
time.
role. And it's not even just a receiver. Like the ball have to travel, and the ball have to be that much higher in the air, and have that much more of an arc to get over you. So the limb play a huge role.
I think you had an
Safeties have not run yet.
this year. Where one you
Here's
got
Keely
one,
Ringo.
End up tipping it to a teammate.
Yeah, that was Steelers game.
6'1" and 3/4, 207. Just a big dude. If he breaks 4.5, I'd be impressed.
Keely Ringo of Georgia.
I know everyone expects him to.
He's got a track background.
So what Nolan Smith did last
4.36.
night, Ringo just beat it.
That's breaking 4.5.
4.36 right there. All right. Oh, gosh. I'm told that we're going to show a simulcast of you running at the combine against somebody who's really fast. If you close your eyes. That's me.
How much of a head start?
Nothing. It's not fair. He's already passed me by the 14-yard line.
Come on, Rich.
What do you mean, come on, Rich?
You running out of gas at
And
the
you running
20-yard line.
and you're running too fast. How does that sound?
It's all good.
So they gave me the 5.98 version. There are slower ones, unfortunately. Back with Sauce in a moment.
We're bringing big.
We just went up draft boards. That's generally not how it works. I think fans take too much stock in the 40 times. Like, they're fun, but it's more. As I said yesterday on stream on Twitch.tv/Bengal, the athletic testing is more of a confirmation than like an eye-opening thing. They're going to care more about how you play football rather than what's your 40 time. Yeah, it could be the difference between, you know, a day 3 guy going in the 6th or 7th compared to the 4th or 5th. If they're close, they might take a better athlete, you know, might see more potential there. But for the guys that, like, near the top of the board, it doesn't really move much. Like, Nolan Smith is not suddenly a top 5 pick if you didn't think he was that talented, because he ran and tested incredibly well. Like, Keely Ringo running well is not a surprise. Height, weight, speed, freak. Height, weight, speed, freak. I say speed. Nah, Witherspoon got hurt.
Stop by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
JL Skinner got hurt too. Saw somebody ask about him earlier.
Exclusive Hall of Fame gear. Make your friends and family Hall of Famers.
John Ross was not drafted exclusively for his speed, though. Yet the 4.22 helped. John Ross was a first-round pick if he ran or not.
Come and shop. Stop in today. Or visit us online at
Bridge Howard disagrees. Says some players absolutely raise their stock via 40 times, etc. Players move up boards. TCU receiver comes to mind. Quentin Johnston, maybe he's talking about, or Josh Doxson. He can raise the stock for sure. I disagree. I think you raise your stock for media. Like, the media mock drafts might change. It doesn't actually change their stock. It only changes public perception. Because we have plenty of guys that have run well. Yeah, Jalen Reagor, too. We've had plenty of guys that run well and then don't go high. I mean, look at DK Metcalf. And he should have gone in the first round based on talent. Tested amazingly, and then went at the end of the second round. Yeah, the only time is when you perform really poorly, and then it can certainly hurt you. Q Johnson, thanks for the $1.99, says, could Chiefs go receiver with first round, best fit? They certainly could. They're going to lose Juju Smith-Schuster potentially. He's a free agent. Yeah, Orlando Brown was the one that came to mind for doing poorly. But yeah, Chiefs could certainly go receiver. Like, Sky Moore is a slot guy. So even though you took him in the second round last year, you could still take a receiver. MVS is a deep threat.
You're not gonna get it all.
They don't really have like that
Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
traditional X. Although I'm not sure they're gonna find it in this class.
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age.
You have Kadarius Toney now.
Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
If the Giants didn't retain Saquon and drafted Bijan, I would be surprised. Here's Darius Rush. I thought he was going to run really well. 4.37, and that looked slow.
Was one of the fastest players down there at the Reese's Senior Bowl.
I think he could get a little bit faster than that. Here's Cam Smith. 4.45.
Terrell Smith.
I'm curious on this one because Terrell Smith has a legit track background as a 100 and 200 meter champ.
All right, Terrell Smith is flying. 4.42. It looked like a slow stop.
Fast times.
I think these corner times could be even faster. Tyreek Stevenson's probably not going to run well.
He's a transfer from Georgia.
4.46. That might have been even faster than that, though.
Real physical corner.
4.46 time for him.
Oh, he can roll.
Travius Hodges Tomlinson from TCU.
LT's nephew.
Dude, these all look like slow stops.
If I had that hairstyle, it would make me slow.
I like the hairstyle we saw yesterday. Yesterday we had.
Here's Corey Trice from Purdue. 6'3" and 3/8, 206 pounds. This is a Patriots corner if I've ever seen one.
Rainy outside, inside it is raining. Fast times. Don't forget, it was a fast kicker that started things off on this track today.
4.51 at that size is crazy.
For the Boilermaker.
Official times will get updated like any minute now, type of deal.
Just running and jumping here, you know, with your meetings you have with teams.
We'll start to get a few of them.
About that process going in that room for that 15
Check Ja'Cory and Bennett.
It was a great.
Still 4.31. He was one of the first times, so. Ringo was 4.36 unofficial. We'll see what the real times are.
Uncomfortable one.
Why?
I remember me and it was.
Yeah, here they are on the screen. You guys see these, right? Yes.
I'm like, man, getting a little hot in here. You know what I mean?
Also, my face cam it's like a green hue today.
And I remember I started off. I'm like, I look at, and he'd cut me off. Like, what do you look at? And I'm like, I'm thinking like, you ain't giving me a chance to, answer the question. But I ain't say that, and then he let me talk. But he liked me, and it was a cool guy to be around.
Well, your height, weight, your game. That's right up his alley. That's.
DJ Turner could be an interesting one too. This is one of those potential day 2 corners that a lot of people like.
DJ Turner from Michigan.
He can fly.
He slipped. In the booth, you have Daniel Jeremiah, who I'd like to get on the channel again. Gotta ask him. Rich Eisen and NFL cornerback Sauce Gardner.
I didn't know we had to do a second day as well. So like the coaches who seen me walking in the hallway, the team, they're like, "Oh, you wore a suit for them, but you can't wear a suit for us, huh?" I'm like, "Oh, that's on me. I didn't know like
you didn't bring
2-day thing. I ain't bring 2 suits.
2 suits.
Just one."
That's like with first-round picks and people.
Felt like I saw something move here.
You try not to say whether or not they should come out or not. I say, well, if he goes to the draft, he only needs to bring 1 suit.
Yeah, Emmanuel Forbes is good. He's definitely light.
That's right.
Definitely really light.
Another 40 the rest of your life. You're done.
I'm done.
You're done with that.
But he's good. It's kind of tough with those.
DJ Turner's a real fluid, easy mover, stop, start, quickness, can recover.
Oh, he's flying. 4.27.
Yeah, there's your Tariq Woolen time right there.
Yeah,
Sauce, that was easy.
Like that was like some smooth. Like that was, yeah.
DJ Turner.
God dang.
Here at Indianapolis.
I mean, we're gonna see him fly up to the top of the list here in a second.
Talking a minute ago about everything's going forward. Like that is textbook.
It's easier said than done, though. It's so hard.
Here's Jay Ward. How do you follow that up? He's moving pretty well too. DJ Turner, though.
Let me say goodbye to you. Hold on a minute. You got your evaluation of him last year?
Yeah, I got it.
Let's go through that if you don't mind.
All right, Sauce, you want to check this thing out here?
Yeah.
G-Bot with $1.99 says Hodges Tomlinson. How far will his size drop him? Well, yeah, you're like classically with somebody that small, you're looking at probably only a nickel. So it's like, when does a team look to take a nickel corner. It just depends. These times got to be way off.
From off coverage, he is fluid and explodes out of his plant and drive. He has natural ball skills. He can play.
I'm excited for these official times here.
I like that word.
You like to see?
I like that. I like that. We don't really even need to say much more. I like that right there. I like that right there.
He stopped before the only negative thing I said in the whole thing was he'll miss an occasion.
So if you guys don't follow Math Bomb on Twitter, I would recommend it. He posts the relative athletic scores, which combine height, weight, plus every athletic test.
I'm thinking about making my reports book on
And they put it into one big number.
Speaking of magnificent, so is this appearance by you, sir. Thank you for doing it.
And height and weight are important because it puts the 40 times into perspective. So Darius Rush with elite size plus elite speed. This could be even better. Not bad. Cam Smith at a 9.24 right now. I'm telling you, Corey Trice was impressive. This is a big dude. There's Ringo lighting it up. Joey Porter Jr. Here's Deonte Banks again. 4.35.
There goes Sauce down the field. Great to see him here on our live coverage. That was awesome.
See Jacorian Bennett again. See if he breaks 4.31.
Offensive rookie of the year, right too, and it could have been somebody else if the other guy didn't get hurt.
Heck of a draft.
Will Jacorian Bennett break his 4.31? Will he move into the 4.2s? Is he in the 4.2s already with an official time?
Talk about it tomorrow. Quarterbacks get out there. Press
We'll see.
Today were a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
He exploded out. This is a time. 4.32. I mean, he's flying, dude. That's so fast.
Times by us have admittedly been slower than the official times. And we, with DJ Turner, timed our first sub 4.340 of this combine. By Blackman.
I don't think Witherspoon would have been the fastest, no.
Wonderful time. Again, I thought maybe in the mid 4.5s came in and got under that 4.47.
DJ Turner from Michigan ran 4.27.
Go up against Jordan Addison every day in practice, so I think he's the best receiver in this draft class.
There it is.
New Orleans Saints, Dennis Allen.
These are unofficial times, though. Keep in mind. So there is a world where Jacorian Bennett ran faster than DJ Turner, and the times are wrong. We'll get the official times sometime soon.
Have some small print on that card. There will be Kansas City.
But these are good times. I mean, like, 4.4 flat is Saquon Barkley. Odell ran like 4.42 or 4.43, 4.44, one of those. And he's a fast player, right? I know a lot's changed in 10 years since Odell ran his 40, or 9 years. But running in the 4.4s is fast.
Prospect on your top 50 board. He's not even running out here today.
He's got a little bit of a hammy tweak. So
unofficial is,
he's an outstanding player.
I would say, like, they could be working off hand times. I'm not sure, but the official one is actual computer laser time. Witherspoon apparently is hurt. Antonio Johnson, I would assume, if he's going to run, will run with the safeties. These are just corners right now, but also Brian Branch, who is a slot corner, even though people list him as a safety.
On the left, Chris Spielman, former player and broadcaster. His brother Rick behind Aaron right there, part of the Detroit booth. They've got the 6th overall pick, and that's.
Hey, Zach, thanks for being a new member, buddy.
Trade a couple of years ago. If you had told the Lions you're going to get a 6th overall.
No, Odell did not run a 4.31, bro.
Get out of here. Same thing with the Super Bowl. Same thing with Seattle, a 5th overall pick out of the Russell Wilson deal.
Oh, and then the Eagles get the 10th overall pick from the Saints.
Oh, is my thumbnail still bad?
Brian Branch's second.
That's probably true.
Okay. As you can see, some of those running with their necklaces, and the most impressive one, I think, just left the booth.
I never got a college degree. Now I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions.
Let me try to make a quick thumbnail.
I like to move it. You like to move it. We're reinventing our network. I like to move it. I like to move it.
I like to move it. What a banger. Although, I probably do have to mute it so I don't get copyright claimed. Oh my goodness, stop doing it.
Reliable.
Please stop talking. Or stop playing it.
United States Postal Service.
Families affected by disasters urgently need support. Help the American Red Cross provide help and hope to those affected by disasters, big and small. Please donate to Red Cross Disaster Relief.
We need a small business loan fast.
I got this.
Lone Falcon.
Brandon Weezes, thanks for becoming a new member as well. Back-to-back new members to the channel. Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. Oh no, I've lost my face here from this thumbnail. What can we do here? Something like that. Man, that looks pretty bad. We're gonna work with it. It's just makeshift for now. It looks so bad. You guys might be able to see it update in a minute. I'm not sure if it's gonna do it since you're already in the stream. And if I can figure out actually how to do it. I can. All right, I'm telling you, it looks, it's so janky. Don't worry about it. All right. Mason Trejo with the $4.99 says, love the content, been watching all of Giants franchise. Your sarcasm is always refreshing as well. I love to hear that. And that's not being sarcastic. I appreciate you. Dude, I downloaded Red Dead Online, or I Red Dead again, for Red Dead Online again. Having trouble speaking. That was faster than 459. I was just like murdering people. I don't know, dude. I couldn't. I'm like, what do I even do?
It's a match.
Clark.
Great run the first time.
And another. Back it up. This is fun. This is fun.
Let's get some official times.
Option guys run fast. Emmanuel Forbes with a 4.35 his first time.
He's going to be an interesting evaluation.
4.36 for Forbes.
Only 166 pounds.
Running so weird.
Some people are going to.
Someone that tall's only
166 pounds. We don't see anything like that.
Not only have I played the Red Dead 2 story, I have an entire playthrough on my second channel. Or third channel, I guess, technically. If you were to go to the youtube.com/Bengal channel, can this thumbnail update, please?
It is.
Hopefully it does at some point. If you were to hit on channels, you would see my other channels. You have Bengal Plays, which is an MLB The Show channel and baseball stuff, pretty much. And then you have my third channel, which you clearly don't know about, where I post a number of different things, including GeoGuessr, Assassin's Creed, and what's this? An entire Red Dead Redemption 2 playthrough? And one? What a treat!
He knocked over one of the cameras, so I imagine they'll get one of the timers there, electronic timers.
Clicks Burner, thanks for becoming a new member.
I've never seen that.
So I guess he should get another shot at it.
Yeah, he did shake that one off.
Got to get it back on there.
And that's so
Did he hit the camera? Hold on.
I've never seen
first time.
But again, Samari roll is
He knocked over one of the cameras, so I imagine they'll get one of the timers there, electronic timers. Flipped it with his right foot.
He hit the camera, dude. He ran and hit the camera.
This is where we are. This is where we are, Rich. This is how fast everything is. 4.44, incredible time, and yeah, I think he's faster than that.
He might
you
be.
say you're disappointed at a corner that's 6'1.5", 197 pounds that runs 4.44? That's where we are. I mean,
13th on your top 50 list, Christian Gonzalez with his second run, and he stops. Peter Schrager.
That didn't look like that bad of a start.
Hey, Rich. You know, it's interesting when you see a guy transfer within the conference. You say, well, what happened there? Turns out his cornerbacks coach at Colorado, whose name is Demetrius Martin, moved to Oregon, and he followed his cornerbacks coach to Oregon and said, that's the guy I want to be with, want to roll with, goes in the portal, goes to Oregon, and then plays against Colorado, his former team and teammates this year, and has an outstanding game. But you always wonder, why'd you transfer? He's following his coach.
Forsty says, with $5, says, really think you need to up the speed and agility on Chase Brown in your draft class? I don't think so.
Coach was there.
They wouldn't
might
be
not have left.
Thank you, though.
Colorado's turned out a lot of good corners in this league the last few years, for sure.
There's a lot of teammates in this group. We've seen the South Carolina corners. We've seen the Maryland corners.
It's not a bad start. 4.38 for Christian Gonzalez.
And that is more of what I expected, which is just a height, weight, speed, and it's fluid. It's not stiff. He's not tight. It's just a nice, easy run.
Yeah,
that's right down the middle there.
Right down the middle.
Any of the
no cameras
on that one.
I know, right?
Whew.
No timers, no cameras. Anthony Johnson.
Eli Ricks is not running.
I thought he was a cover 2 corner, best in zone, and that's reflected in the 40s there.
Charles Davis.
Hey guys, I want to talk a little bit about some of these smaller school corners coming up. Nick Jones out of Ball State. Had a chance to talk with Mike New, his head coach, about it because I saw him against my Tennessee Volunteers, and he played pretty well in that one, so I wanted to get a little bit more. He said he's a really tough kid, good corner, but he understands the game like a safety. So I like that about him. And DJ, a guy that we saw at the Senior Bowl, University of South Alabama, Darrell Luter.
Gonzalez just ran 4.38.
Of course, Jalen Wayne was all the rage because of the name and playing wide receiver.
No, I've said this a billion times with the combine. It is way more important for medical testing than physical athletic testing. And it's also super important for teams to get a chance to do one-on-one interviews with the players. The athletic testing is like the icing on the cake, if you want to call it that. It's, in my opinion, more for the fans than for the actual evaluators. However, these teams, I'm sure, like the confirmation of, okay, this guy plays fast on tape. Bang. It tracks. He ran well as well, for example, but this is all over the place.
4.57 for Jalen Jones, Texas A&M.
So, as much as we want to say, like, oh, this person boosted their stock at the combine.
To me, I thought He was somebody that's going to go in that 4th round range.
Maybe a little bit.
Feed. He's got burst from off.
Maybe a little bit.
Cover.
It's fun to look at the big winners, but they really
when you see corners that play on teams, he's got
doesn't matter
everything
all that much.
Speed. So you see the time, you go 4.56. Okay, it's not maybe as fast as you'd like, but he plays at that 4.56 the whole game, every snap to whistle.
Nick Jones, he's running pretty well. 4.52.
But getting faster, you love to see that.
It's John Lynch.
I'd love to see Caillou Blue Kelly get into the
into
the 404s. That'd be fun.
Hall of Famer John Lynch, the GM of the 49ers.
John's a San Diego guy, so got to catch him on the pods a little bit, Rich. It's been a good off season for us.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Kelly.
4.54. Will McDonald did not run yesterday.
Either they already have it or it's coming.
Do they have it here?
Yeah,
let's see.
It's on the way.
I'll show you guys some event info.
Lynch played with his dad.
You have different positional groups that go on different days. Will McDonald can't run today because today is DBs only. Yesterday was D-line and linebackers. He chose not to run. He was sick. I mentioned a lot yesterday, even though he did participate. Tomorrow is QB, receiver, tight end, and Sunday, the final day, is running back and offensive line. Mason Trejo with the 4.99. Luter back-to-back 4.46.
Stacey Dales, take it away.
Mason Trejo says, have you played Detroit Become Human? I have not. And if not, how much do I have to donate for you to play it? So maybe make a series playing it. It's a time thing for me right now. I just don't have the time right now. But I appreciate the offer.
Joey Porter Jr. has that first 40 in there. I think he's in about 3. How do you analyze the first, Joey?
Probably nerves. He knows he's faster than that, so he come here to run. He ain't got nothing to hide. I think he's going to run better the second one.
It's real interesting because as he talked to us this week, you and Christy, hey Christy, hey Mom.
It's cool to see Joey Porter.
You guys advised him
Senior.
He's getting phone calls, his phone's blowing up.
Yeah, his son's about to run.
So you guys advised him to stay for a senior year at Penn State. Why'd you do that?
Well, he hasn't graduated at that point in time, and he only really played 2 good years of football from his redshirt year, then from his sophomore and his junior year. So I just thought it would help him out if he played another year. 3 years of football wasn't really going to be that much on your
Riley Moss, 4.46.
I thought it put him in a better situation, and so far it's coming true.
Well, you were a Super Bowl champion. You played 13 years in the NFL, a 4-time Pro Bowler, pretty damn good player. What advice did you give him in his senior year? What did he need to clean up?
He felt like he was a little handsy the year before, so he definitely wanted to clean that up.
Bren, thanks for becoming a new member. Clark Phillips,
anything that he felt like he wasn't doing at the time,
4.54. It's not that bad for him.
Would put him in a better situation if he stayed another year. So
I always get asked this, Dylan. Have you ever thought about or done an online franchise with viewers? I do not play online Madden. I have no interest in playing online Madden. Hope that answers that.
On the right.
This is the combine history out. We've never been able to see a father's instant live reaction.
Joey Porter Jr.'s dad. Joey Porter Sr. on the left. Of course, there's his mom.
Let's see if Joey Porter Jr. can get faster. 4.52. I mean, didn't look that fast compared to the first one.
So what do you think? Right around the same. I mean, landed out at a 4.52 there. Thoughts on that one?
Definitely won his best running, but you still have a pro date to make it better. He didn't have his best day running. He definitely thought he was going to run better. He was going to run 4.3s for the most time, so it didn't happen.
Where do you think he's going to excel at the next level, though, Joey? Because I mean, he's got that just under 81-inch wingspan. We know he's got the length and the speed. You played the game for so long at such a high level.
He's a matchup problem. He's almost 6'3", long arms.
He rolled into it. Ringo's up now. Tyler Malloy with $1.99 says, what position does GB draft in round 1? Edge? Certainly could. It's tough to key in on one thing. Edge, DB, receiver, even though they won't. Tight end, offensive line. I think those are probably the positions you look at for Green Bay.
Him and my youngest boy, my youngest Jacob is at Temple. Then that's the whole family shot right there. Jayla and Jazzy, my wife Christy.
You rock. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Mom.
Good seeing you.
You're the brains of the house.
Yeah.
Great job. Stacey Dales thanks the Porter family right there.
He rolled into it again. They let it go, though. He's flying. 4-4-5. He rolled into it, so I don't... It's going to hurt him.
Sick with his first time, that's for sure. Joey Porter Jr. running at the combine in front of his dad and his mom and the rest of his rooting section.
Tonight after the combine on NFL Total Access, it's only a passing
So these
lead
check
until
marks
these
mean
guys have their say.
it's official time now. These are for the guys that ran yesterday. So the fact that we don't have a check mark next to any of the corners unfortunately means that these are not official yet. When is that going to change? I felt like it was faster yesterday.
In Rome, in Venice, in Florence.
But these ones round.
No.
I don't know. 4-3 even is incredibly fast. I don't know. I didn't know that Keely Ringo was going to get 4-2. I guess it's possible, but that'd be a really fast time. I really don't think the Ravens trade Lamar. You have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Why would you not extend him? You don't have a better alternative, I can guarantee that. So I would be surprised for sure. Yeah, Jordan Addison could go to the Chargers. Certainly potential there. I think I've mocked that before. Our Gods with the $2 says, what are you think the Falcons should do in draft? Good question. I think the Falcons should ideally load up on the defensive line. But they might not be in position to draft one of the top edge rushers or even interior defensive linemen. If Jalen Carter somehow gets to 8 and he's slipping and he's cleared, I feel like he doesn't get past the Falcons. But again, I said I wasn't going to speculate on Jalen Carter because we just don't know right now, so I'm not going to. I don't think I've mocked Bijan to the Ravens. So, at least not recently. You're after the wrong guy. Christian Kane says, have you considered doing an all-time Legends fantasy draft franchise? Not online, just a new series? Yeah, I have considered that. I have a bunch of ideas written down in my my notes. That is one of them. I just can't get to every idea. I know I've done one-off videos for it before. Cam Smith, 4.44, and it looked like it could have been faster than that.
That's really consistent with Cam Smith with his speed.
Terrell Smith is moving.
I thought he might even be lower than that, Rich.
That looks faster than 4.42. I need to see these true times.
The official times are we're almost done running here. Tyreek Stevenson.
He's a passionate player. Watch him against Florida State.
I mean, I mocked Nolan Smith at 10 to the Eagles last mock draft I did. I took a lot of heat for it, but I think it could happen. I don't think yesterday is going to be the reason why, but could happen. What happened to the Bengal Universe Fantasy League? Nobody watched it. I had to kill it.
see there by the time. It's a tricky eval because he's a little bit under 5'8". He's 178 pounds.
4.48. It really is a terrific time.
He's mad because in training I think he's been in the 4.3s.
Nice comp with his uncle.
At 221 pounds.
I mean,
What a ridiculous 40 time for Ladanian.
get out of here.
Yeah. Gold Jackets, they look a little different on comp sheet.
Alex says, Gene, if Joe Douglas doesn't end up with either Rodgers or Carr, what's the best pivot? Do you see a scenario where he maybe trades up for a QB? I really don't. Like, I think at that point you just stick with Mike White or see if you have anything with Zach Wilson. I know Zach Wilson looked so bad last year. I get that.
I saw him at lunch today.
Oh, nice.
But, like, he's surely got to be better than what he's shown.
Of course. Ray Finkel.
You try that joke again. See if it lands next time, Alex.
Of Ray Finkel humor.
You know what? I'm going to test that.
Fantasy League is boring. All right. I didn't think so.
Adam Ingroff was sitting next to him up there in the booth.
Cam Smith was unofficial 4.45. 4.44 maybe on a second run.
Dolphins are serving up smoothies. Mike McDaniel's coming here. Maybe should we order him?
There could be a lot of linebackers available at 52. You might miss out on Drew Sanders and Trenton Simpson, but you might get LB3. Which who even knows who that is?
Keep going over. We're tied at 40s here, okay? And 10s and 20s. You're cool right there.
A lot of linebackers are close. Yeah, we'll see, Cole.
Hey, what?
Steelers didn't make the playoffs this year. Mark's
a little cranky. Well, they finished strong.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin doesn't finish under 500. That's not allowed to happen. He's never going to allow that to happen.
Doug Pederson showing against him a little bit. Maybe he can bring the ice cream. And McDaniel brings the smoothie.
Oh, there you go.
Trice is moving. 4.47. Channing Tindall was a bust for us. It's been 1 year, dude. It's been 1 year.
DJ Turner
I believe he's going to rest on his 4.2.
Okay. Nobody's a bust after a season.
That if I were him, but this is the redo
Nobody.
that we were expecting because Kai Garner ran. I mean, we've never seen that happen. He strayed so far to his right that he. Or is this Jay Ward? Yeah, that's Jay Ward. And then you could see Garner at the top of your screen.
Ringo and Gonzalez so much shorter than we thought. Were they? I don't think they were. Keely Ringo's like 6'2".
On spot.
I would have done it. I should do it. On his
Yeah.
behalf.
Christian Gonzalez is about the same.
For the defensive side of the ball. Stephen Jones, what he needs to do is understand what I
6'1",
can do
still pretty
for
big.
him in the league and get me on the
He's just straight 6'1"?
Get a chair in that room.
What did you think he was? 6'4"?
But I've got good opinions.
Yeah, Isaiah Wilson could be because he was just off the team.
But somebody.
Juju with the $1.99 says, "What do you think of Rajon Wright?" I mean, he's someone that's had a little bit of hype for a while now, right? I know he's got a big body. Some teams could like that. Get him in the right fit. Could be a Dan Quinn team. Or Dan Quinn. Yeah, I mean, Cowboys. Silas McDonald, thanks for the $1.99, says, "You thought about the Seahawks for your 24 franchise?" I haven't thought about my 24 franchise yet. I don't really think about that until we get to 24.
That's currently the rule. Wait till that happens in the Super Bowl and half the country's like.
Yeah, it looks like DJ Turner opted out of running. You run 4.27, I think you probably call it a day.
If I'm not mistaken, the XFL's already changed the rule.
Really?
Yeah.
What's number 2?
Number 2 for me to change. Let's get the video replay assist checking out any roughing the passer call.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But not only ones that are called.
Yeah.
I'm not making it sound.
Don't add to the penalties.
Correct.
Let's take a couple away.
See, I should be in the room.
Strong. Those are good. Those are reasonable takes.
And plus, I'm a lot of fun. I like to think.
Bring snacks.
Yeah. Okay, so now here's the rare makeup run. I don't believe I've ever seen this before. Done a lot of them.
All right, but Kai Garner going to try it again.
Over one of the, I guess, timers that's on the red tripods that you see that are on the sides of
Brandon Weezes with the $2 says, I want Trenton Simpson for my G-Man or Johnston.
It's the first time we've ever seen a corner bump and run in the 40.
Fat Badger with a $4.99 says, how high do you think Brock Bowers gets drafted next year and where? I think he could go top 10. Kyle Pitts went top 5. TJ Hawkinson went number 10. Brock Bowers is a top 10 pick, probably. Although the thing that could hurt him is this tight end class is stacked. So you might have some tight end needy teams that fill that need.
Right down the middle.
He's kind of all over the place again.
Might have been thinking about it. All right, rest in the 4.55, and then you got an LSU Pro Day right there. We're going to wait for the official times and see if DJ Turner just set a record. His unofficial time is 4:27. NFL Plus players only combine presented by No Bull. You can check that out on the NFL Plus platform while the on-field drills are going on. Yep, that's Dad on the screen. Joey Porter Jr. and Sr. all at once. Doug Pederson when we come back. Jackson.
No, I don't think I don't know where the Daniel Jones $40 million number came from. Somebody said it, and then everyone's like, oh, if he wants 45 mil. Have we ever had any type of confirmation for that? I keep getting asked about that, man. Somebody made it up. The Giants can tag him for $30 million. I don't know where 45 would come from. 45 is so absurd. If he gets 45 million, man, that would be ridiculous. I just don't know how it makes sense. Jordan ran and tweeted out that have heard in recent days there's been some progress between Daniel Jones and the Giants. Getting something done by Tuesday doesn't seem unreasonable. It sounds as if there's going to be a 4 at the front of the annual salary. How? How? It depends how it's set up, I guess, but that's crazy. That's crazy. It depends on the length, though, as well, I guess. Because you could have more money for a shorter-term deal I'd be okay with. But it can't be 4 years, 40 mil annually. It can't be. Yeah, if I miss your donation, just say it and I'll scroll back up. Sometimes I miss them. X-Doc Skoda with $1.99 says, what do you think the Steelers would do in draft? Well, I've done a lot of mock drafts on the channel. So every single time I draft somebody to the Steelers in a mock draft, that's what I think they're going to do or what they could do. I think it's going to be a corner or an offensive tackle. That's what I would bet. Could they go a different direction? Sure they could, but I think it's going to be one of those two. Or an offensive lineman. Let me correct that. Yeah, a 4-year front-loaded with a void year or an opt-out after 3, I would be down for. Because right now, if you guys didn't know, let me pull this up. NFL team salary cap. You're going to see the Giants in 2023 have a pretty good amount of cap space. And this number is going to go up every year because contracts are off the books, but keep that in mind. In 2024, that number jumps up considerably to about 180 million. Now, some contracts will be off the books by that time, because keep in mind, Saquon not under contract, Daniel Jones not under contract. That honestly feels like it. So the Giants can afford to pay. Like, they really can. But you wouldn't want it to be so bad that in 2026, when everybody's got money, because all contracts are off the books at this point, pretty much, right? Why can I not see the Giants on here? They've disappeared.
I see why they're putting so much pressure on quarterbacks.
But they have the money to do it. So as long as you're under the cap number, you're fine.
And you're with your buddies, like Trayvon Walker last year. Take us back to that after the workout that he had. What was the buzz and the conversation like?
Yeah, you know, obviously there were several guys in last year's draft that could have been that spot for us. And
Zach with a 5 says we didn't need to fire Carr. Fire is such a funny term. But you think C.J. Stroud could drop to us? We'd love him on the Raiders. Yeah, C.J. Stroud could be available at the Raiders pick for sure. Doesn't mean he will be, but he definitely could be.
You know, the perfect fit for us. What we were looking for.
I think Bijan's going to be good in the NFL. Yes.
His athleticism, his speed, the power.
Hey, Trey with the $20.07 says, love your real life analysis. I value your insight among the highest. On or off YouTube. I appreciate that. What team do you think most likely takes pick 1? Texans, Colts, or someone else? I still think the Bears could stick and pick. I do like the Colts to trade up. That seems to be the popular thing. But I think the Texans could move up too. But the Texans don't have to.
I look at the roster, and you know, Trent and I look at it, and we you know.
I don't think the Texans even should necessarily. If I were the Texans, I wouldn't take a QB, but I'm not the Texans. Yeah, maybe the Colts.
You know, that became free at the end of the season. I think it puts us in a really good position to focus on the draft and really create the depth that you want and really kind of build your roster from the draft up, and that's kind of been our goal here going into this year. And so, you know, what we did last year, we built a really good foundation. We struggled there in the month of October. We had 5 games that we didn't do so well, but we were in every single football game. There were one-score games, you know, in the middle of our season. Really felt comfortable with Trevor Lawrence was at the end of the year as his growth and development took place during the course of the season, and really for our team to be in that divisional round, to go against Kansas City, the ultimately the world champions, it just shows our guys what it takes.
The official times really should be out by now.
In the regular season, but in the postseason, and then one day we hope.
It's surprising that they're not.
In the Lombardi as well.
What did you see with Trevor? You talked about his, you know, growth throughout the year, but once you get that taste, you've been around it. When those guys get a taste of the postseason, where can it go from here?
Well, it can only go up, you know, and you know, and we weren't perfect, and there were games this year that we made some mistakes, but we found a way to win. I think that was the.
I mean, we know how tall Bryce Young is, right?
With our football team, and for me, leading the team was we needed to learn how to win, how to finish better, and it was the difference between the first half to the second half. And Trevor kind of took that.
He's not 6 foot.
There was a game in the middle of our season over in London where we struggled as a team. He struggled individually.
Did he not get measured?
You know, and he came away with that and saying, you know what, I need.
How did he get away with it?
Up to it. And made a conscious effort to do that. And so we're just excited now in year 2 for us, but year 3 for him to really see his
QBs, wide receivers, and tight ends go tomorrow, I want to say.
And just in your time at the Combine, whether it's, as you mentioned, year 2, Jacksonville, Philadelphia, even Kansas City, any of the spots that you've been to, is there any moment at the Combine with an on-field drill like we're seeing right here that you would recall that you were sold? You're like, okay, now I just saw, you know, I know about the tape, and I know I'm gonna meet him, or you've already met him, but the on-field drill was like, that's it, and you wound up drafting. You got somebody on that front?
I know one that you have, by the way, that you might not remember from our time together.
Okay.
All right, Pro Day, Arizona. there was a quarterback there, and you came back into the building.
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles.
Is that right?
Like him.
I did.
Like him
Is that right?
True story. I really did like him. I actually did a private workout with
That's
him
what it was.
after the combine.
I want to say it was windy and rainy or something.
It was a blustery day at South Texas in Austin, and I went down there and worked him out. That's a good example, of working him out. And I really felt like, former high school basketball guy.
Eli Ricks is not running the 40.
I think he broke all of Drew Brees' records in high school.
Because the 40s are over for corners, and he didn't run.
Wow, this guy. I also worked out Russell Wilson that year.
I don't think I haven't seen him in the on-field workout either. So, don't know if he's doing anything.
When I came back and put my report together and was telling all the guys that, hey, this might be one of the guys we get an opportunity to get, we go get.
Did he say, I think they can build a statue of me and him out in front of the stadium? Was that part of the evaluation?
I don't recall that part of it.
I don't recall that part either.
Great to see you, man.
Hey, good to see you guys. Thanks for having me.
That is the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach, Doug Pederson, here on our Combine coverage. We'll be back with more on-field drills in a matter of moments right here. We'll be back. Trevor Lawrence walking off that field. Look at him looking out there, right? That's your guy.
Dude, Jair Brown's good. Penn State safety. It'll be interesting to see if he runs today, and how he tests today, if so. Yeah, Arch really shouldn't see the field next year for Texas. Should be a redshirt year for him. Hopefully Quinn plays well. Combines on NFL Network. A lot of these questions, guys, can be answered with a simple Google search, by the way. Let's see. Let me type in, how do I watch the NFL Combine? Yeah, look at that. Let me get some official times. Come on. I don't know, Carson. These streams are draining. Maybe. Brandon with the $2 says, who do you want the Giants to take in round 1? I don't know. I really don't. They pick all the way down to 25. I think there are going to be a lot of options available. It just depends on, what direction they want to go. Do they want to take a corner? Do they want to take a receiver? They want to beef up the interior of that offensive line. Do they want to take an edge rusher even? I know Azeez Ojulari, Kayvon Thibodeau. Azeez is always injured. You can never have too many edge rushers either, especially in an attacking 3-4. Linebacker could be in play. There are a lot of options for the Giants. They're bad. They're a bad team. And based off of current free agents, so guys who are not guaranteed to be back next year, here are all the positions that the Giants reasonably need. Quarterback. Again, Daniel Jones not under contract right now. Running back. Same deal with Saquon Barkley. Receiver again. You could sell me on tight end, even though I think Daniel Bellinger's good. Left guard. Center. Right guard. That's just offense. And then defensively, I like the D-line. Maybe you could add an edge. You need a linebacker. You need another linebacker. You need corner, boundary corner. And then maybe a safety and another corner. God, the Giants suck. Didn't see him be nasty. Yeah, I'm excited for the John Jones fight. Should be fun. Really good card in general. I mean, you have Derek Brunson on the prelims, and who else is on the prelims that's a big name? Cody Garbrandt. Even though I couldn't care about Cody.
NFL Scouting Combine presented by No Bull right here on NFL Network. Rich Eisen and Daniel Jeremiah up in the booth, and on the field right now, Coming down the concourse set where
Tyreek Stevenson not looking too bad for a bigger corner.
is Charles Davis. Charles.
Hey guys, it's good to be back down on
Yeah,
the
Cody
field.
does have a glass chin at this
Around these
point.
guys a little bit now. Obviously, confidence will not be lacking. You know that. You just sat with Sauce Gardner. You know what it's like with an all-pro player. Has that
I mean, Travius Hodges Tomlinson looking quite good in that, but he should, because he's a little guy.
the 3 Fs. Fast, fluid.
They're different type of players, Austin. Keandre Coburn's a nose. Moro Ojimo is like a 3 tech.
Let's see the rest of it. Let's see how fluid they
Depends
are.
what you want.
Finish catching the football and scoring. Last but not least, David Merritt, defensive backs coach, Kansas City. Rebuilt that secondary last year with 4 rookies. Who will be the David Merritt this year and get a bunch of rookies to help rebuild their secondary and hopefully compete and win a Super Bowl?
That's good stuff, CD. I thought you were going to do the old joke of you want the 3 Fs. Fast, physical was the other F, but you didn't go there.
What's going to happen?
All right, let's take a look at this next drill here. We've got a little back pedal and transition. Let's take a look back at Marcus Williams when he was coming out of Utah, who's really been a fine safety first with the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, Bo Nickel, like official UFC debut, I guess, like on the main card. But he was on the Contender Series, right? He was on the. Is it just the Contender Series? He's had it at least. I think he's 3-0. Have 2 of them been in the UFC? Technically, or just 1? Yeah, but Bo Nickel is legit. He's as good as UFC prospects get. Trey again with the $10 says, how do you feel about 4 quarters versus $1, i.e. a star versus several role players for the Giants? Seemingly overachieved last year a bit. What do you think would help more? Well, personnel-wise, like, the Giants are small at corner. And, I mean, you talk about running out different defenses. It depends what the other team shows out there. You're not going to come out in dollar against 12 personnel, right? So, could they just load up on corners and run a base dollar set? Probably not, right? But, I mean, a lot of NFL defenses are base nickel nowadays, pretty much. So you need 3 good corners minimum, and probably even 4, at least, especially with injuries. So, I hope that answers your question.
There's Alex Austin. Nice grab right there.
Maybe it doesn't.
Let's not have a ball on the ground, gents. Let's go. Let's go.
But yeah, I mean, the Giants definitely need corner. Would it change their base defense or tendencies? Probably not, because it's all related to Wink Martindale, right? Wink's going to send heat, and he's going to need corners that can play man.
Beyond impressed, but then when you watch him on tape, you're even more impressed because of fluidity. You see it on the turns, and then you see him go get the football.
Give me some official times here.
NFL corner. He's in the business now of training these corners.
Hey, and check out the Gene Dangus YouTube channel if you're interested in other content. And everyone asking about MLB The Show, I do have a channel for it. I have not been active because MLB The Show 22 sucked. 23 will probably be bad, but I'm going to upload it probably. So, check out the channels. Where can you find these? It's a good question. On my main channel. All you have to do, click channels. And not even, it's on the homepage. Those are my other channels. Hit them with the subscribe. We'll be good to go.
Off camera, I was just like, "Is this suck?" And you're like, "You tell everybody what you told me."
As in
Can't be a part of it. This.
Oh yeah, it messes with me. I want to be out there with the guys, you know, top prospects around the world. So
Yeah.
I just got to cheer my guys on, just making sure they're doing good in the drills.
Yeah, so Daniel Jeremiah, you know who he is.
Yep, all the corner 40s are done.
Top of the
Here they are.
for sure. And what would you describe as some of the things you're bringing to the next level, to the NFL level?
My ability to play man coverage.
Yeah, I got very lucky on that, Zach. Appreciate the $2.
Smart kid, instinctive, you know, energetic, and just trying to be the best me every day. So they're gonna get a hard-working competitor. So
Yeah. So what have the meetings been like with these teams, and what are some of the questions you're getting?
I'm getting a lot of different questions and everything like that, but most of the time I just want to know just my game plan.
Trey says, it's okay, you misunderstood, I forgive you. Just meant, do you feel the Giants need better depth or better top-end talent more? Obviously both. I think you kind of answered your own question, right? Like, any team needs more top-end talent. That's going to be what separates. But depth is important for sustained success as well, but you need more top-end talent. You need both, though, clearly. For sure.
You know, I just try to use some of the things that they do in the league and just try to apply it to my own game. So.
Yeah, I'm supposed to wrap up, but any targets for anything specifically for your pro day that we can look forward to?
I don't know right now, not off the top of my head, so I still got to talk to my agent about it. But
Okay, we appreciate you joining us. Thanks, bud.
No problem.
Rich, back to you.
Thanks very much. I'm sorry, Stacey. I have to talk to my agent. Hold on a minute. I love it.
Any too high safeties worth drafting? I don't even know what you mean necessarily.
Number 5 on your top 50.
Any too high safeties?
Healthy enough to compete here.
We'll show you his video in a little bit, and you'll see the way he hits people, how aggressive he is. This is not because he doesn't want to be out here. He's a very competitive kid, but just a little bit of a tweaked hammy, so won't see him out here in the workout. By the way, his teammate, Jartavius Martin, who we're going to see in the next group, Rich, he just jumped 44 inches.
Okay.
The vertical, if you're into that.
44?
Illinois had a terrific year.
Hold on.
I gotta be honest with you, they scared the heck out of me.
There's a lot of Illinois players
the week
here.
before the Ohio State game.
Sounds like the safeties are jumping right now.
They played some terrific football.
Nice job by
this year, and they've sent, as you pointed out, a healthy number of kids to the combine, including
Let me check Twitter.
some twin brothers that we're going to be seeing tonight and Sunday as well.
The running back and the safety. There's 3 guys in their secondary here at the combine, and it's always fun to me when you're watching the tape during the fall, or you're watching TV during the fall. You're like, gosh, is Illinois all of a sudden good? And then the combine list comes out, and you start studying all these guys. You go, oh yeah, they got real guys. It's a talented group.
And DJ, you talk all the time about how it translates. Like some things translate, some things don't. Well, what you saw on tape last year during
I'm not seeing these get tweeted out.
those guys being here. You know, there was a reason that they were one of the better defenses in the country last year, and as Rich said, scared the heck out of his Michigan Wolverines.
Tao 73 with the $1.99 says, do you think my Saints can get out of cap hell soon? They're on track to, right? Like, one, the cap is fake. You can just get around it. But 2, like, a lot of their big time contracts are just going to be off the books soon. So I think they can figure it out for sure, right?
Yep. Some of the change of direction stuff is not going to be right where he wants to be.
They said a safety jumped 44 inches. I think they said Jartavius Martin from Illinois. I think it says Jartavius Martin jumped 44 inches. Solid safety, and it's a good safety class. It's not amazing, but there are a bunch of solid guys out there. Illinois got a couple of them too, Sidney Brown. But they're not on the combine page yet, but they will be. Who's ever running this is a little slow today.
They're on it. I try and let everybody else in the building to throw them off track of their actual like of them. Is that what you were saying?
I have seen it here. I've seen it at pro days where they'll bring the guy back to do it 3 times in a row as if he's a rep guy and he's not doing it right. Like, he's literally doing exactly what you just told him to do and what the other 20 guys before him just did.
And we're sponsored by No Bull. What is happening? All right. The simulcam between the law firm of Ringo Porter.
It's about time for me to ask about official times again.
See who wins it.
I think this is going to be Ringo pulling this one in. Look at that. You can see the high knees going.
There he goes. We will be back with more on-field drills in a moment.
Be back on Twitch tomorrow. I might stream on Twitch tonight. I might play some more Black Ops 2.
That's why Farmer's new car replacement pays to replace it with a new one of the
Thick James with the 5. To say, Bengal, if you were interested in doing a Legends franchise, I've made 5 draft classes going by decade. What does that mean?
I'm a big old Trapper fan. Not bigger than
Like, one draft class is just the best players from the 80s, for example?
What about the clear bag? That shows you
Am I understanding that correctly?
Savory beef. Quality ingredients. I'm their biggest fan.
Now, I felt like we got the official times pretty quickly on the D-line. I feel like if I was going to do a Legends franchise, though, right, I would just start with all the Legends. Like, I feel like it would be weird if I go into, like, the 2023 NFL draft and then load in the best players from the entire 1970s. It's an interesting idea. I don't know. I don't know if it's for me, though. Dude, it's so crazy with with where we are on athletes nowadays. Will Anderson Jr. at 250 pounds, 253, comes out and runs 4.6 flat with a 1.61 10-yard split, and we got people who are disappointed. What are we doing, dude? What are we doing? Like, guys running in the 4.4s at, this is a crazy one, but at 282 pounds, that's not normal. That's not normal. If you told me at 282 pounds he ran 4.59, that's not normal. If he ran 4.69, that is not normal. If he ran 4.79, I'd be like, sheesh, dude was moving. If he ran at 4.89, I'd be like, that's a pretty respectable time. The athletes just nowadays are too ridiculous. Like Byron Young. You could not be 250 pounds running 4.43. It's absurd. It's absurd. Like Derek Hall at 4.55 is nuts. 4.55 at 254. It's a crazy time. DJ Johnson, we knew was going to be a good athlete. He ran at 260 pounds. Ran 4.49 official. What the fuck? Excuse my language, but this is insane.
Just flipping the field and running it now, where the players now need to, once they hit midfield, head to their right.
Stay on that line, then dig.
Lucas Van Ness at 272 pounds ran 4.58 with a 1.64 10-yard split.
Now we've got the Willie Mays baseball turn to take your back to it and then go back and locate the football.
Yeah, some guys are more
It's not normal. It's not normal.
Uncomfortable doing it this way.
I'm standing here next to David Merritt, the Kansas City Chiefs defensive back.
Trey, thanks for the 5.
How many times they remade the secondary?
I was working up to that.
He's out here running this drill right now. He is a tremendous football coach.
That's the underrated aspect of the Chiefs. Is not only is
Look at Riley Moss making a play.
These players they're drafting, and not only is it the scheme, but they know how to develop the players with their coaching staff.
And that meant when they drafted, they trusted that this coach would get them right before showtime, and he certainly did that and had them in position to win the Super Bowl.
Dude, figure it out, please. I don't know why it's taking so long. We don't have official times. We don't have safety vertical jumps, even though I've heard about them. I'm friends with Swift. Yeah, Taylor Swift and I are big pals. Or DeAndre. Yeah, we we hang out all the time. Oh, look at Cam Smith. Go up and get it. No, Julius Brent's running 4.5 does not hurt his stock. That is a good time. We got no perspective. Yeah, they do MP1. That's actually what the corners are doing right now. They're doing what's hip flip, run, and go get the football. Guys, I don't. You gotta know I don't watch Madden Ultimate Team videos. No disrespect to any of them. I mean, I'm friends with Throne. I'm friends with Wheels. I mean, I was just with Throne last night. We were playing Black Ops 2 on my stream on twitch.tv/Bengal. But I'm not watching these guys. Ah, Jesus. Catch the ball.
Play inside in the slot, do a lot of different things there at LSU.
Interesting that they brought him here to play corner this week.
Who expected Julius Brents to run in the 4.3s? I mean, the dude is 6 foot 3, 200 pounds. He might have been in the 4.4s too, officially. We'll see.
That's nice. That is perfect. Clark Phillips got unbelievable ball skills at Utah, a ton of production. You can see how easily he's able to locate, find the ball.
I'd love one of these to be an official time here. I'd love one official time, man.
There he goes. Nice play on the ball down the field. That was your next gen stats player tracking data. Data or data, by the way, Rich?
It's data.
I'm a data guy.
Yeah.
But that's just because I like Star Trek.
Okay.
That's a reference you might not get.
Yeah, I'm not a Star Trek guy, but I've been a data guy. Let's go Jack Jones here. Look at the W drill. This is going to be fun when we get a chance to see this with the player tracking data. Look at this. Change of direction. That's a perfect W. In your pedal. Drive on the football. Here he is again in coverage. Plant and drive. No wasted steps in your transition coming forward. Stay low, drive out.
Guess AR's 40 time. I think he gets in the 4.4s, man. Guy's a freak. Guy's a freak athlete. He's probably in the 4.5s though.
The W drill.
But maybe not, dude. I don't know. It's tough.
And you will, no doubt, when we do show the tracer, you'll see the W on the screen.
I'm looking forward to that. We got the figure 8 yesterday with the hoops, and today we get the W drill.
We're not going to see the hoop drills anymore, right? That's it? But just for defensive linemen?
I believe so.
Deontay Banks could go first round, for sure.
Time. My kids were in school. I want to show them the hoop drills. Just to drill them on picking. My sons need help picking towels up off the floor and being graded on it.
All right, we got some corners who didn't run, and we're doing the W drill now. Lance Boykin from Coastal did not run, I don't believe. Here's Brian Branch. It's kind of tough to say what's happening here. Brian Branch looks real clean.
I wasn't totally shocked by the time. I think some people thought he would have run faster, but that's not who he is. He's quicker than fast. His eyes and his instincts are what his game's all about.
Anthony Richardson running a fast 40 is not going to change where he gets drafted. No one's going to see Anthony Richardson run fast and be like, wow, had no idea he was fast. Everyone knows.
Brian Branch right where he needs to be. DJ, very quickly.
Yes, sir.
On the coaching points on this W, we went through this, Rich, you remember with Dion.
Oh, the T-step.
Okay, are we T-stepping, or are we just doing the typewriters Dion talked about it? So far, I don't think I've seen a single T-step.
You want to explain what that is?
The first one was a T-step, Charles.
Yep. Huh?
So you'll see. I've seen one or two. You're going to see a couple.
So right now we're seeing what Dion would call the typewriter where the feet keep moving and you're not turning your foot outward and planting and shifting your weight to change direction.
CD, show
your
us.
Feet moving at all times.
Show us what we get you on camera. We can have you display it slower. You see how quick these guys' feet are moving.
You didn't have to say slower. It was going to be. There's no question.
If Stroud runs in the 4.4s, I'll be surprised.
In what? Like, what's the difference?
I think Hyatt could go in the 4.2s. Jalen Hyatt could be 4.2s for sure.
To be honest,
Dude is
different coaches feel different ways.
unbelievably
Some
fast.
think you want to get that the foot planted
I think he's like at least 4'3",
to change your weight.
which sounds crazy, but he can really, really, really run. Jalen Jones, man, figure it out, dude.
Typewriter move. They feel like their kids skid out instead of being able to plant solidly and change direction.
Yeah, no T-step there. But again, I want to see just do they have any, and it sounds like kind of a, not a scientific word, but do you have any pop coming out of your
Dude, everyone's falling down.
Let's see. He looks again.
Devon A-Chain's going to run real well. Tyler Scott, I think, could get into the 4.2s also.
Back through really nicely on that one.
So you got to keep your feet underneath you, too. You get your feet out behind you, you're in trouble.
These corners, dude.
Plus, you know, these days you tell a kid it's a typewriter and they're like, what's that?
Dude, we've seen 3 slips in a row.
I use typewriter all the time.
What's happening?
And how's that work?
Well, my kids typewriter and then phone booth quickness. That one hasn't really translated to the next generation either.
Here's the W.
Here's Brian Branch with this
Safety
first one.
verts have arrived.
Coming right back down the line.
They have.
With a little burst.
Okay, so Jartavius Martin at 44 inches. For perspective, let me show you something. That is the biggest jump this year.
What a burger commercial by the end.
That is insane. And then Jason Taylor jumped 43 inches.
The school play was really coming together. Until disaster.
Good Lord.
Tensions were high.
Sidney Brown at 40.5 is also crazy. This is Chase Brown's brother. Shamari Connor, I don't really know.
The perfect night. FedEx can help you be ready for what's next.
Don't really know him.
A passion. Could be our
But
job.
started out with a great vertical. Ooh, the broad jumps are here too for safeties.
But here's the thing.
Daniel Scott, quite a jump. I mean, anything at like 37-ish plus is really impressive. Jair Brown, only 32.5. Brandon Joseph, only 30. But if you guys don't know, vertical and broad jump are just about explosiveness. Sidney Brown, 10-10?
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra. At Buffalo Wild Wings,
Pretty good.
don't stop.
Now, Antonio Johnson, 9-10.
Buy one, get one free boneless Thursdays. And wing bundles from $9.99.
Antonio Johnson's like a big slot. Good player. Jair Brown is another one who's like just real good.
At the invitation to Lexus sales event.
Not, I would say he's like the jack of all trades type of player.
Well, I love that I switched to Verizon. My other network used to drive me crazy.
Yeah. And with Welcome Unlimited,
Are
for
we gonna
just
get 40
$25,
soon?
I love that we both got an awesome network and
Maybe.
save money doing it.
I love that it's guaranteed for 3 years.
Okay, now what I love is that we got to keep our phones more savings.
But I love
Turner official 426.
Switch and get Welcome Unlimited
Is that
for
true?
$25 a line, guaranteed for 3 years. The savings that last on the network you want.
Where did they announce that?
Oh,
Nope.
better.
They've updated it there.
Softer.
Yummier.
Big news.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we got official times.
Way bigger than
Or at least some of them coming through. Jacorian Bennett down to 4.3 flat.
Destiny doesn't hide. This is where the NFL journey begins.
What are these other times? Terrell Smith 4.41. I think he was 4.42. Cam Smith down to 4.43. Riley Moss 4.45. Tyreek Stevenson 4.45. Joey Porter Jr. down at least a tick.
See you tomorrow, fam. Good Morning Football, Monday at 7 on NFL Network. Yep, coming out of Florida State.
All right.
Jalen Ramsey, 2016 NFL Scouting Combine. Yeah, it says Rams CB up on the screen, but the Jaguars went ahead and got him as he just hit every measurable you possibly could. I remember Dion was part of our broadcast back then, and obviously went up to the Florida State kid and just. It was quite a moment on our broadcast, and then it was no surprise he was a 5th overall selection, and he's blossomed into the elite player that he is.
Gonzalez ran 4.38 on his second attempt.
The Rams trade him,
So
if they
that just might be what it is.
to start creating some space cap-wise.
Get out.
Is he a Ram essentially about 3 weeks from now, or not?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think Kevin Demoff had a quote about that. Said that you always listen. You know,
Yeah, your eyes do not deceive you on Riley Moss. You are seeing him correctly.
It's hard to part with a player with that type of ability, who's still got a lot of his best years in front of him, not behind him.
So much movement.
Now you watch the combine with my eyes.
Next 2 weeks, the next big date.
It's on NFL Network.
2 days here at the combine is Tuesday when franchise tags are due. We'll find out what the Ravens do to the Giants franchise tag Daniel Jones. There's a lot of negotiations going on behind the scenes.
We just had Doug Pederson in here, and it looks like Evan Ingram will be franchise tagged, so he's not going to go anywhere.
And so, as we reach the top of the hour here at 5 o'clock Eastern time on Friday, that 5 o'clock somewhere is here, but we're working, and we're watching the defensive backs work. And then after that Tuesday franchise tag day, the next big day is when the negotiation window, as it's being referred to, that opens the Monday after that. A week from this coming Monday, the negotiation.
Bears want 3 firsts and a second for anything lower than pick 5. Wonder how true that is. Yeah, it's on the screen, Tyler.
On his future is going to be, how does that affect Green Bay's decision making if Rodgers stays in Green Bay?
To bring it all together too, Rich, what we see this week and what teams see this week.
Some of these corners have not been impressive, just with general movement ability.
Quarterbacks, wideouts, tight ends, running backs, offensive linemen, that's the weekend. We'll see safeties work out tonight to wrap up. The defensive portion of the combine will be half complete here in Indianapolis by the end of the night. But I mean, that's why there's constant chatter going on.
I don't know that J.L. Skinner was going to run very well,
Decisions to make.
so maybe for the
Many
best.
of them interconnected.
Well, not for the best, but I don't think he would have lit it up.
I'm sure 5% of them are true, but the rumors you hear walking around these halls.
Good Lord. The stuff I've heard already, and I've been here just 48 hours.
Yeah, appreciate that, Doctor. Yeah, I don't know. We're just going to have to see on free agency. I feel like the storyline of this particular free agency is there are weak position groups, like receiver, for example, and the top free agents are guys that might not even end up hitting the market. Like Deron Payne was one of them. Daniel Jones is a big storyline for the Giants. Saquon Barkley, Lamar Jackson, obviously. This is a very peculiar free agency. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
When they make that turn to go down the line, they're supposed to turn their head away and go down that line as hard as possible. Wait to hear the ball call before getting your eyes back. See, he got his eyes back a little early.
Yeah.
But they want you running and then hearing the ball call because they want to see your reaction as the ball's coming to you and see how you're catching the ball late in the route.
Nicely done.
Christian Gonzalez, 31 pounds heavier than Emmanuel Forbes.
But their movement skills, the way they catch the ball, everything is pretty darn similar, except the body types are obviously polar opposites right now.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Good Trice.
Perfect.
So, Charles, have we not seen, did I miss it with DJ Turner? We have, he is
have not seen him
totally
DJ.
shut down after the 4.26 that he posted.
That's at the official time, huh?
Official.
We would have whooped fast Wolverine, man.
That is pretty fast.
Let's get ready for a couple different Terrell Austin drills here. He's got 2 drills at the combine. That's, you know, when you're a good football coach. Let's take a look at what that looks like here. See the back pedal. Here's the second one, working back across. Chance to test that change of direction. Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, Andre Osivas is fast.
Of this drill. Again,
Princeton receiver, really just a track star. He's fast.
Here again, Charles talked about getting the eyes away, then get your eyes to the football and locate it.
Nah, Witherspoon hurt something. He's been shut down today.
A lot of times you'll see this when you have to cover whip routes. You have to be able to open up and change your butt to the sideline there, open your hip, drive on the football.
Well, there he is on NFL Plus.
Did you see him?
It's funny to see Sauce Gardner on
I'm just glad
on the NFL Network crew today.
Disappointing to me to see Rhett Lewis and ice from Al the Jeweler already. If I haven't gotten mine yet, so I'm kind of glad that Rhett's not gotten that stuff yet. So.
Any corner that's like 6'2", 200 pounds, running in the 4.4s is not gonna hurt anybody.
Everybody good? I Trey, let's demonstrate with Trey.
Drill being demonstrated here.
Yes, demo right here. Demo. Eyes on me. Inside foot back. Make sure we have our inside foot back. Okay? Read. Pedal. Flip. Run. Drop. Coming back down. Ball. Make sure we finish. Okay? Don't cut me short.
If there's no Sauce Gardner in the class, that is incredible analysis from you, Austin.
First guy, we're ready to roll.
Derek Ainsley of the Chargers.
4.4 anything is very, very, very fast.
Walking through right there.
Let's not get confused on that.
New defensive coordinator for the Chargers.
I don't recall a defensive coordinator being on the field running a drill.
He recently promoted, but he's...
Josh Downs or Addison? Probably Josh Downs, but I don't know. Those two could be pretty close. No 40s for safeties yet. I might get out of here after that so I can eat lunch and not chew into the mic.
He's working, man.
Get on the phone, you try to look busy.
You gotta get working here. You gotta get this Charger defense playing at a higher level.
Again, open and run. I need more run now. I ain't getting enough run. More run. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry. Back pedal. Flip. There it is.
Opening up.
Get the face.
Nice
Stick your foot in the ground now.
Yeah, Contrell Clark is good, man. A lot of corners in this class, very talented. It is a strong cornerback class.
They want to run right there. When you flip, they want you to really open it up and run, so you've got to drop your weight.
I don't know. Sauce is pretty incredible this past season.
Defensive coordinator does.
Get your notebook out.
Yeah. You chit chat. You're sitting there like Jack Del Rio.
That's it, bro.
Right?
That's normally the case.
I'm saying that he's doing work, but I mean, that's.
I've got a Jersey Mike's sandwich. I just fucking. Excuse my language. I just spilled crumbs all over the place. Jesus. I forgot I'm on YouTube. I gotta.
DJ Turner, Michigan.
I can't swear. This is a swear-free space.
Bring you in because you are truly a Michigan man.
Thank you, sir.
And he has decided that he's just going to do field drills on pro day, and that was a conscious decision coming into it.
So he's okay.
He is okay, no problem. I told him, listen, I know his personal coach, so if that's not really the
Yeah,
truth,
I would say the edge class is very good.
Conscious decision. Okay. We'll do it all on pro day.
There are some good interior defensive linemen. I don't know that group is that deep, and then I think the corners are real solid.
DJ, here Forbes and Gonzalez again, back to back.
Yeah, it looked like Forbes had a little bit of a stumble there on the plant drive. Gonzalez is very fluid. That was very easy, and he catches the ball naturally.
Both of them are they're just easy with it, aren't they?
Yeah, that was excellent. Anthony Johnson, I think, is going to be a zone corner.
If the Giants are at 25 and want Bijan Robinson, if he were to be available at that spot, they're not going to trade down and try to get him.
Anthony Poindexter, remember him back in the day at Virginia? And that makes sense. Same school,
coaching, yeah.
Nice job there. Slipped and kept going.
Now run. Just react back downhill. Here we go.
Nick Jones.
Yeah, Christian Gonzalez is great. I've been saying it for a while now.
And we all sticking now, sticking open now. Sticking open.
Sounds like a small thing.
I wouldn't say the OT class is great.
It's a great example. You see guys Every year, inevitably,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
they'll pull up short and not fit.
And I don't think it's very deep either.
All right, Mitch, here we go. Give us a rep now. Give us a rep. Read. Back pedal. Turn it on. Run. Out. Whoa. Whoa.
Find the ball.
There we go. Ball finish. Tuck it away. Tuck it away. All right, Riley, here we go. Read. Pedal fast. Turn it on. Run.
Good break. Nice catch.
The best offensive tackle in the draft might even be a guard. It's probably Peter Skoronski.
Read. Back pedal. Speed.
Well, when you're a defensive back at Iowa,
you're on the field.
Not that deep into it yet, Eric.
But you're also
Position groups have the most depth. Tight end, running back, edge, corner.
Jack Campbell and Lucas Van Ness helping you out a little bit there.
Happens all the time. How many tip drill picks does Iowa have? Like a million.
Can we get some first downs for the Hawkeyes?
They might be, Preston.
Okay.
They might be.
DB34 here is known as DJ Turner, DB of Michigan, one of the fastest ever at the combine.
Yeah, 4.26 is pretty fast.
A new car loses about 10% of its value the minute you drive off the lot. Or more. That's why Farmer's new car replacement pays to replace it with a new one of the same make and model. Get a whole lot of something with Farmer's policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
I've never fit the criteria of a modern day running back. I'm not 6 foot. I'm not 215 pounds. I wake up every single day and I say, let's get 1% better today. Doing things.
A lot of these guys have track backgrounds and they run faster than they play.
My underdog mentality is what's got me here. So now I have to go prove.
Because there's a big difference from track speed to in-game speed.
I'm ready to go.
Especially with the pads on.
Every day, millions of things need to get to where they're going. And at Chevron, we're working to help reduce the carbon intensity of the fuels that
Do you think
keep
someone
things
could run a
moving.
4.0 flat
Today,
40 time?
We're producing renewable diesel that can be used in existing diesel tanks,
Maybe.
and we're committed
I don't
to
know what
increasing
Usain
our
Bolt could
renewable
run
fuels production.
if he were to run a
Because
40.
as we work toward a lower carbon future, it's only human.
I don't know what is like
moving forward.
actually possible.
Cashback is good, but double cashback is even better. Discover matches all the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year.
I think
which is
4.0 is
cashback
probably a
at
little
its
bit quick.
It is time for these gentlemen to become National Football League players.
We have no idea how this is all going to unfold.
Time to get the show started, Kansas City.
I think he'll be the first off the board.
He's an outstanding prospect.
Look tired. Thanks for the contribution, man. Appreciate that.
And there is the reaction. What a dream.
I think safeties are going to run pretty soon here. So if you're into that, that could be coming up shortly. We have the vertical and broad jump all out now.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today.
If they actually chose to participate.
Can you see anything different as a
There could be players who choose not to jump. Yeah, it's not a big surprise, Alex.
Into everything now. There's only one thing that will save somebody's life. That is naloxone nasal spray. Fentanyl. It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
Why would drug dealers put a lethal dose of fentanyl in drugs if they know it's so harmful?
Really just all about the money.
I just didn't realize that one pill could change your whole life.
More kitchen now.
Hey, if you guys were considering taking fentanyl, I wouldn't.
Our NFL Scouting Combine coverage presented by No Bull, as evidenced not only by the graphic on the bottom of the screen, but this young man's free hat, I imagine. You know, swag.
You gotta go. Start on the edge.
So we're watching.
I think determining LB1's tough this year. It depends what you want. Do you want more of a safety? Take Trenton Simpson. You want more of an edge? take Drew Sanders.
This evening, a little bit more from, as I said, that safety group, and then the offense gets out there. Joining us right here now on our live coverage in our booth, the rare appearance of a leather zip-up jacket, but you only know one speed, Mike McDaniel. Good to see you, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah.
Oh, the jacket's I got to express my entire jacket closet, you know, this week because, you know, I've had them in the where to use. I live in Miami section.
This is your Friday combine?
It didn't even matter what I didn't look at the weather report. I just took jackets.
Well, it works.
Thanks.
It works.
It's strong. It's strong to quite strong.
Game.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm just living the dream. I'm doing awesome.
This Mike McDaniel interview is already awkward to me.
It's a lot easier when you actually know. It'd be like waking, like if your first day in a new house.
Yes.
Right. You have no lights. You wake up.
Yeah, it's Hawthorne, Sanchez.
Bathroom on the other side of the house. And you just
I don't know if they exist anymore. I still use their shampoo, conditioner.
Okay. So you know a little bit more of the layout of the floor plan?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is your...
What new additions to this house?
Yeah, we were getting any new additions to the house? What do you got?
Well, I mean, free agency starts on the 15th.
Yeah.
We've since the season has ended, we have hired a new defensive coordinator.
Yes, sir. By the way, talking about old school.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Vic Fangio.
Right.
What's he thinking of what you're seeing out here so far? What's he
Yeah, the Dolphins got Vic Fangio. That's crazy.
He has to get his defensive staff up to speed. So we're at that stage, and you know the great thing about Vic, he's a man of few words, and
Safeties are going to run right after these drills are done,
I like good players.
which is not too far away.
Go find some good players. That's all. Piece of cake.
Hey, what about this player? Is he good? Yeah, well, then I like him.
What do you get out of DB drills, Coach? I know your background there, and you look at the offensive side of the ball. When you're watching a defensive player, and you look at it if you look at it from an offensive perspective, and you see this, you see movement, you might see somebody that's a little bit tight, something you can take advantage of on the other side. Not only just the guys you want to bring on your own team, but maybe identifying something that you could attack when they're playing against some of these guys.
No, I think you know, I don't want to speak for all coaches across the world, everywhere, but at least for me, when you're watching drill work that isn't from your primary, you know, position that you've coached as a position coach, or it's on the opposite side of the ball. It becomes a lot more relevant when it's tied to tape. You know, in the draft process, you go and you watch a highlight tape of the guy or some game clips of him, and then when you're watching that in conjunction with their tape. And then watching it against other players, long story short, that's where you can really get stuff out of, you know, certain things from the drills that you can't always see in the game tape because whatever play they're in doesn't allow it to see that. So that's when it becomes powerful for me. Otherwise, it's just like everybody else. Well, he didn't fall over and he caught the ball. But
that's the threshold.
I do look at how he caught the ball and have a philosophy of ball skills of how they. So I do that part. I'm like triggered. All right.
Still Silvers with the 499 says, "Hey, huge fan here. Love your Giants franchise. Anyway, just have a really good weekend. You too, Still Silvers. I appreciate you, buddy."
Do you know? Does the team know how he's going to? Like his faculties and his ability to actually play a football game will be once training camp hits, anything like that right now with Tua?
No, I mean, Tua is exactly like every other player, and that's the way the doctors will explain it, is like every player, you know, the only thing you know is that you know nothing. Socrates.
You're right.
I think Socrates quoting Mike McDaniel.
Got it.
Was that, and that, so... No, he's not more susceptible. Does that mean I know without a shadow of doubt anything but are you going to approach?
Yeah, Forbes is a good player, Bulls. I mean, he's light for sure, but he's good. Fit in his own system.
You know, you know, we're just doing everything so that he can maximize his opportunity for us and him, and I'm in the same place as I really was last offseason with him. And, it's just like now I'm not trying to convince people that he's good, which is what I was doing last offseason. Now I'm supposed to convince him that he's going to be healthy. And it's like, no, we're pressing forward that this is...
The mic is so close to his mouth as well.
Fully capable of not just being a starting quarterback, but a really, really, really good one for the entire...
Yeah, Jamie Robinson's a good player. He didn't have that explosive of a jump.
Good to see you, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate you popping in here on your, if I'm not mistaken,
appreciate you, man.
Where's Jamie?
Third to last day is a
Lowest broad, but also Christopher Smith is a great safety.
You're welcome.
His was low too. I think if you guys are expecting super fast times from the safeties, I wouldn't. The safeties are going to be slower than corners. They are every year. Otherwise, I would play corner probably. So you're going to see a lot more guys in the 4.5s, 4.6s, 4.7s, maybe. That's just what's more likely. Doesn't mean they're bad. You can't see 4.7 and go, oh, there are edge rushers that are faster. It's a different game. It's a different position.
And that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
Structured settlement, and I need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth.
I mean, Keely Ringo ran pretty fast. I don't think he jumped that well. But again, it just doesn't really matter.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
But this is pretty good. What are some fast 10-yard splits? I mean, you'd assume...
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping.
In the 1-4, Jalen Jones.
So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
Interesting.
No, you're doing it wrong.
These are interesting numbers. This, not that fast.
Let's go.
Right? This, very fast. Interesting. K's, by the way, says people make fun of how McDaniel sucks, but it's quite literally because he's an actual genius. I mean, a lot of guys putting up sub 1.5 10-yard splits. Flying. Gonzalez not one of them. I mean, this one's really impressive. Deonte Banks, 1.49 10-yard split at about 200 pounds. It's a big dude. Let's see what Math Bomb's tweeting out. This is DJ Turner, who ran really, really, really fast, but is only 5'11", 178. Who are we looking into? Deonte Banks. Here's Keely Ringo. Riley Moss testing really, really well. Christian Gonzalez testing really, really well. And that number is going to go up with the official numbers to a 4.38. Julius Brents, too. Got to keep in mind this dude is huge for a corner. Brian Branch, not particularly impressive, but again, one of those guys that's a better football player. I think he's going to be quick if he does agility testing. And here is the big one, Deonte Banks. This is nuts. This is nuts.
Defensive lineman running wheel route coverages. I mean, that was new.
Yeah,
to
some of
me.
them were
I mean,
literally like 3 techniques, interior defensive linemen. Yeah.
No, I mean, Julius Brents ran fast.
Down the field, 40 yards.
You got to remember, this is someone that is 6'3", 200 pounds, running a 4.53. That is a fast time.
At any rate,
Charles, how you doing down there?
we're here as long. We'll leave.
Yeah, oh, I got nothing better to do. I'm just saying,
We'll turn the lights out.
That's a full workout. It's a full workout. Hey, DJ,
Yeah, quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends tomorrow, and then offensive line and running back is the final day.
40 yard. It's not a drop when you're already past 20 yards, but anyway, it's fun to have a chat with Mike McDaniel, man. Like there's no other coach in the league like him.
In other words, I've never seen a coach come into our booth dressed like Fonzie quoting Socrates. It's the first time that's ever happened.
You did kind of throw me on that one.
And that's
like Socrates. Like, wait a minute, is he an offensive lineman? Like, we're gonna see him tomorrow? Like, wait a minute.
I still think Bryce Young ends up being the #1 overall pick.
Shuttle drills on Socrates.
So well-rounded at a combine. Throw us off when you're that well-rounded.
All right, last drill.
Oh,
All right, last drill for the corners. You guys don't know the gauntlet drill. They do it for receivers too. You run down the line, try to stay on the line, and you drop the ball as soon as you catch it. And I'm sure Rich Eisen will complain. Also, I just realized why it looks weird in here compared to usual. All right, check this out.
Fast you can, and that ball outside your frame, accelerating through the football. That's a pick 6 against the Detroit.
I didn't have my overhead light on, which I always have.
And you see the transition to finish.
And now it's a little bit more yellowy as opposed to like prison gray.
You just showed us like the comp, if you will, would have been showing us Tariq Woolen.
He only ran a 4.2. I was expecting a 3.6.
And then taking the ball and throwing it down on the ground. Like I understand that what the idea of this drill is. I just how does it show your ability to catch? I guess if your hands are out, you have to secure it. Right?
Secure it. As long as you secure it before you drop it on the ground.
It's just like I have enough of the catch rule. Is it a catch, not a catch? That we're actually having a drill here where we need a third step in. But at any rate, here's Alex Austin.
Good. Now let's run.
Biggest thing is making sure you get your head to the right side of where the football is coming from to avoid
Catch and go.
taking
those
one.
Balls, right?
I would say Don Baylor, but I think that reference is probably as old as Fonzie reference.
Well, as you know, Fonzie is the biggest Patrick Mahomes fan on planet.
Oh, yes, he is.
Discovered that on my show.
I saw that.
All right. Everybody good?
Deonte Banks had a great day, CD.
Absolutely. And everything we saw from the speed. Remember, I started with the 3 Fs. Fast, we saw that. Fluid, we saw that.
He needs to run here.
Can we see the finish? Because he really, you know, if you want to date yourself, go Bull Durham. He lollygagged his way down the line.
Well, the lollygagging is because some of the guys just want to make sure they catch where they are, right? That they're
they want to make sure they feel in control going down the line. They want to see if you can do it with some pace and have that body control.
You got to stay on the line all the way through to the last throw. That time he broke. DBs want to break. They want to stay on that line. They want to get going.
Real quick, you know, this was a receivers drill, right? We never did this DBs, right, DJ?
Yes.
And the more I talk with coaches, college, pro, the more coaches are doing wide receiver drills to increase the ball skills of their guys. Leslie Frazier, take a sabbatical, told me he put Tre'Davious White on ball skill drills, wide receiver.
I'm ready for the safeties to run. Let me take a bite of sandwich, dude.
So crucial nowadays to be able to take one away. You don't want to just get your hands on the ball. You want to actually catch it.
Wickham was one of the first to actually stay on the line the entire time. Many of these first few gauntlets.
This is better. Brian Branch is running full speed. Again, he's confident in his hands. You can see it.
That's how it's supposed to work.
He's not a 4-3 guy. He's a 4-5 guy, but he plays to that speed at all times, and he's got excellent ball skills. Trust it. Stay on the line. He's drifting big time here with Brents. broke a little early on that last one. It'll look different with the wideouts, Charles.
It certainly. And DJ, I'm starting to get an affinity for Lance Boykin, Coastal Carolina, and Keitrell Clark, Louisville, is coming up pretty soon. I think they've shown well here today, especially in all the movement drills.
That's nice drill right there. He really hauled as well right there.
Clark.
We're good. Go. Good.
Stacey goes.
Brian Branch, you guys just really enjoyed getting to talk to him. I asked him this week, when you take the field, describe your mindset, right? Because he's such a hybrid guy. He loves to tackle, he loves to play physical. He said, when I take the field, it's almost like I'm allowed to release some sort of anger in me. But it's legal anger. I can't do it on an everyday basis, but when I'm able to make contact with the opposition, it makes me able to express myself. How about it?
I love it.
Right on the 30, balls are clear out. You're going to kill this, all right?
Yeah, he's a fun one. He's intense.
Good.
He's out there.
All right. Who is the #1 player that you guys want your favorite team to draft? Say your favorite team and the player, not just the player. You got to remember, I don't know you, and I don't know your favorite team.
And was having a good workout. I did text with the general manager to find out about kind of the number of drills and the length of the drills, and said that this is an assistant coach thing.
I fucking dropped my Yeti in the parking lot the other day. Scratches all over it.
That they see their individual drill get into this workout to help their evaluation process. So there has been discussion about, do we shorten this a little bit, and the pushback came from the coaching side of things. That they
Chief Siaki Ika.
Every single one of these.
That's a choice.
Yes, sir. Good job.
Good ball skills. That's something you see on tape with Luter Jr., so that's not a surprise, CD, to see him comfortable there.
Remember I mentioned earlier, did you feel the same as I did about Mobile? I thought he got better every day and made plays every day.
I think he's going to be a day 3 draft pick.
Giants, JSN. Let's get another slot receiver. Need more of those guys.
Official 4-4-6.
And I think Riley
I'm in.
Do you have a comp there for us, Charles?
I've been struggling on that one. I've been trying my best to figure it out. Get back to me in a couple of weeks because I want to break some chains on comps with Riley Moss.
Okay.
I think the comps that most people are going to give are some lazy comps. Yeah, it's a lazy comp because he doesn't look like Seahorn. Like it's not the same build.
Why don't you put the height and weight in the
plug it in generator? We'll plug it in, Jack. It's going to plug it in.
Plug it in. See what we get. Because I just think it's so easy to say Seahorn.
I was just messing with you on Seahorn, Charles.
No, I know you were, but I'm just saying that's. I mean, who else have you ever heard anyone say, right?
Yep. One of the things I was looking through my notes on him, I actually tweeted this out. What a lot of these corners have in common, they got beat by Marvin Harrison Jr. in the Ohio State. Holy moly.
Well, who didn't?
That was like the year all the SEC corners. You're like, gosh, this guy was really good except against LSU. And Jamar Chase and this other guy, Jefferson, ended up being pretty good too.
Cam Smith looking good.
Cam Smith, South Carolina. I thought that looked nice and fluid.
Yeah, you're right, Charles Davis.
He ended up running a 4.41.
Terrell Smith is going so half speed.
A lot of times you see it. It's not because they're not fast or they don't understand the drill. A lot of times they don't run fast. That's because they don't trust their hands.
There you go. Stevenson moving. Also, we just said the same thing.
Stevenson trusted his hands, DJ.
Yes, he did.
That was confident running down there.
Look at his day today.
Hodges Tomlinson's a little guy, but I mean, he picked off Texas in the TCU game. He's got generally pretty good hands, although he's struggling right now.
He's drifting off the line each way.
Ray Chronic with the $2. His thoughts on Raheem Jarrett and Dante Demas. They were two receivers I liked a lot going into the year. I know injury was a problem as well, but Raheem Jarrett I think is going to be a pretty good player. Dante Demas we'll have to see. But I like both of them, or at least I did in 2021.
Right, when they're able to get out there and hands catch it, snatch it out of the air.
Is Hendon Hooker a first-round talent?
Jay Ward from LSU here with the corners instead of the safeties.
Hard to say.
I have him in my safety stack.
Hard to say.
That's where I have him, evaluated. But
There's not going to be one for me, but when he ends up going to a quarterback-friendly offense, just like he was in at Tennessee, and lights it up, and people say, how didn't you see this guy was going to be a beast? Look at his numbers playing in one of the most college-friendly, or quarterback-friendly college offenses of all time under Josh Heupel at Tennessee.
I know. Hey, listen.
All right, corners are
all right, let's
done.
take a look at the Next Gen Stats player tracking data. Can you stay on the line here? We thought he stayed on the line. We went through it. Now we're going to see. This is tracing. He's basically tracing the 30-yard line. Here's Clark Phillips from Utah. Again, another playmaking corner. Going to be a day one starter at nickel. Nice job. Staying right down the line. Better than my penmanship.
It certainly is. One last note before these guys head to the airport and their pro days.
With NFL Plus, see
Ringo is 436. Zach with the $2 says, who do you think are the best team fits for Kansas? I think he's going to have to play probably in, I guess he could be scheme versatile, depending. I'm not sure he's an every down starter. He's small. Doesn't mean he can't work up to that, but he might be a pass rush only interior defensive lineman. And with those type of guys, like, you could fit in as a defensive end, potentially in a 3-4, but I think probably your best bet is as a D tackle in a 4-3 defense. You get some big defensive ends on either side of you. Saint could end up being a good fit, maybe.
What's your favorite part of a Kit Kat bar? The chocolate?
Nope. The inside.
The wafers?
No, the stuff in between the wafers.
Next mock draft's going to be after the combine.
Between stuff.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. And try a bigger bite with Big Cat.
Arby's new
Solo Sanity with $1.99. Yeah, people have asked me who I want at 25. It's tough to say. I really...
wouldn't even come from
I don't know, man. There are a number of players. It just kind of depends what the Giants want to do. I'm sure when we get closer, I'll have a better idea. But it really depends on who's available.
There is a smarter way to save.
Now is the last chance to switch and get the new Samsung Galaxy.
But the Giants realistically should just go best player available. Everyone needs the Giants to take a receiver in the first round, and I just don't think the value's there.
Urgently need support. Help the American Red Cross provide help and hope to those affected by disasters, big and small. Please donate to Red Cross Disaster Relief.
Dad, you all right?
The road to college.
The Giants need every position, man.
Luckily, Bank of
Pretty
America
much.
lets Dad switch his choice cashback category, so he earns more on gas.
With the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, you just can't stop getting rewarded.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame is the ultimate football fan destination. The Vince Lombardi Super Bowl trophy, the only place in America to see.
Yeah, I stream on Twitch. I've been streaming most nights recently. Twitch.tv/Bengal.
62 bronze bust. There is
Can I drag this over?
Including a holographic Disney-like theater.
TV/Bengal. This is it. You can see my follows here on the left. But yeah, the last couple of nights, I guess they haven't been saving.
Plays under the bright lights of a stadium or on the back 40.
But these are some recent clips. I don't know what people are clipping. This is LMAO. Do I even want to see this?
Fueled by a nutritious diet.
Also, I know Tweedledee and Tweedledum are going to be up in this fucking... I fucking knew it. Oh, these guys suck so fucking bad.
Women, 60% of whom are women of color, with leaders in pro football,
interesting.
including the commissioner himself, Roger Goodell.
I don't look at this as a numbers game to me. I look at this honestly as, do we continue?
We're still at commercial. Do we check out another one? The problem is, you'd think out of Black Ops 1 that people wouldn't camp and play like losers on a 13-year-old game, but they do. None of these are titled, though. So I don't even know what we're looking at. They're just my titles. I don't know what this one just has a dash.
No luck in the game ever since. That was
Oh, this was when I 1v1 Throne.
Okay, now this is embarrassing.
Yeah, I started.
I'm
shitting, dude.
Okay.
I started shitting, dude. Oh, and then the game. I think he.
Bengal, pull up your like dashboard.
I think he left.
Okay, now this is getting embarrassing.
Yeah, but hit me up with a follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/Bengal. Check it out.
I hired them because they were good. They were excellent at what they did. They had a great
And the safeties are going to run here pretty soon.
You know, what they did throughout the season was unbelievable.
NFL obviously continuing.
Jartavius Martin
as we
looking to put together a pretty good day. Same thing with Sidney Brown. Did Jason Taylor do a broad jump? Was he 10-5, 10-9?
Defensive backs in between group 4 and 5, and we want to welcome the free agent to be, most recently the Buffalo Bills, the Pro Bowl safety, Jordan Poyer, who's going to be working NFL Plus down there on the field with Kenny Moore II, covering the safeties.
Really excited about it.
You ready to break it down?
Really excited about this opportunity. I appreciate you guys for having me on here. Haven't been back to Indy during the Combine since 2012, since I was here. A lot has changed. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk ball with you guys.
Okay, so let's spin it back over a decade.
Yeah.
You were a participant.
Forbes
here.
was 4.35.
What's the one thing that you took away from that where it's still fresh in your brain?
Man, it's a long 3 days, that's for
I
sure.
believe.
A lot of interviews. I just kind of, you know, you just got to grind it out. You know, a lot of interviews, a lot of just talking, a lot of medical stuff. Obviously, then you get on the field. Then it's straining. You know, it's really an exciting time for these young men here. A lot of opportunity out there on the field, and like I said, I'm excited to be here and excited to be part of it.
Jordan's one of the clutch players of the NFL. We know that you always step up big, but I saw just how clutch you were a few weeks ago. Can we talk about the Pro Bowl games? This is the longest drive contest, okay? And it's up to you in the final attempt of the entire evening. Everyone's watching, millions and millions of fans. And you had to beat 316, and it's up, it's deep. Jordan, did you get it?
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it as soon as I hit it.
Folks.
I knew it as soon as I hit it.
With 320. 320. You win it. It's the most, I mean, look, we can talk about Mahomes all day long. This is clutch.
I'm an athlete, man. I'm an athlete.
Get to the safeties, please. Only 166, man. It's crazy.
Drills coming off a major foot.
Tyree Wilson, 23 reps, 225.
4 inches, and he's like, I'll still bench. I love that.
Out of Barre with 27. I didn't really look at the bench press numbers. I don't really care about benching, to be honest, but
That's crazy. I mean, I feel like they're just running fast.
it was kind of cool. Keon White with 30.
You don't feel like it, they are. Keon White, great kid out of Georgia Tech, started as a tight end at Old Dominion. 30 reps with those arms?
Mozzie Smith, 35. I don't think he ran. Well, I know he didn't.
34. Wow. At 225.
He's going to do his pro day stuff. They say he's a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next.
I like Brian Buzzi. I really do. I mean, I've talked about it a lot in the mock drafts. I think he's a good player.
Agency right here.
Uh-huh. Now, I do believe you said, I would love to play somewhere warm where they don't take all my tax money.
I mean, who wouldn't? Ali, I mean, who wouldn't? But then, you know, I enjoyed my time. I've enjoyed my 6 years that I played in Buffalo. I love those fans out
Jordan
there.
Poyer's gone.
He's
gone, dude.
This time in my life, I really want to enjoy, you know, the work that I put in to be in this position that I'm in right now. And so, you know, I'm going to do whatever is best for my family and myself. But at the end of the day, you know, I have so much love for that community, so much love for those fans out there that have supported me.
I'm a mess, dude.
You know, really all my 6 years that I've been out there and that are going to continue to support me no matter what happens after these couple weeks. So
No matter what happens, he knows what's happening.
Whatever's going to happen, I have zero idea what it's going to be. But I do know I'm a football player and I love playing this game, and that's why I'm going to keep playing. You know, I don't necessarily have to keep playing this game, but I absolutely love playing this game. You guys.
I don't know if the Dolphins need him though. Is the thing.
I love football. I love the camaraderie. I love my teammates.
You got Javon Holland. Maybe she can move around a little bit.
Every single team.
Brandon Jones.
Most of the coaches, you're free to just pop in and introduce
Let's not get anybody in trouble here, Traeger.
Tampering? I think that's tampering. I think Mike McDaniel.
Look at all those helmets. Pick one.
Pick one?
Yeah, because free agency frenzy's getting going. March 12th right here on NFL Network.
When's free agency start? The 15th?
We'll see you there on
I think
NFL
the 15th.
Down on the field with Kenny Moore II. Keep hitting those drives straight, too.
I will.
And also love the DeMar Hamlin list.
Appreciate it.
Classy
Great
touch.
job, Kenny.
For businesses of all sizes, there are a lot of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. When you choose
thoughts on
Comcast
Trey
Business
Palmer?
Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable
I mean, he was pretty productive this past season for the Cornhuskers, right?
The next generation 10G network that's always improving, getting faster, more reliable.
Was he in
more
this draft?
intelligent to
I haven't
keep
heard
you
much
ready
about
for
him.
Today and tomorrow. The choice is clear. Make your business future ready with the network from the most innovative company.
Thank you,
Comcast
the
Business.
$2 pullout king. Sorry, I missed that. Let's see some of these RAS scores for edge rushers. So Mike Morris fares better at defensive tackle compared to defensive end against the edge rushers, clearly. Because he's not really... I don't know if he's an edge, but we'll see. This is a legendary one. This is a crazy one, dude. Jarvis Landry. And he ran like 4.7 at his combine. This is pro day numbers. What was Papo's bench? 29? Goodness. Brazil only has 32.5-inch arms. Not amazing. 22. Jervon Dexter, 22. Lucas Van Ness only 17. But he has 34-inch arms. And then out of Tommy Adebawore, 27 reps. Pretty good considering. I don't know how 4.49 isn't, well, because he's at defensive end as opposed to defensive tackle, which is BS. Honestly, like, I want to see how he would grade at defensive tackle. William, thanks so much for the $5. This probably won't happen, but if my Bills can move up and grab Jackson Smith and Jigba, that would be a steal for our offense and upgrades it for sure. They probably wouldn't have to move up. I think Jackson Smith is going to be there at the back end of the first round. Maybe he won't be, but I think he will be. It's not what I want. Is he in here yet? And Justin Simmons, sure. Now let's compare him to Aaron Donald. Okay, I want to see it as a defensive tackle. All right, here we go. Ray Chronic says Israel Abanikanda is the best running back in the draft. I don't know about that. Appreciate the $2 though. Yeah, Kenny Moore interview going.
Like just more in the moment, more.
So at defensive tackle, Adebawore is dinged up because he's lighter at 282.
They all felt like they all put a lot of work into today's, workout.
Aaron Donald's just
with them going
a freak, dude.
You just hope the best
But
for them.
longer arms for Adebawore.
For you, you got a lot of playing days left.
It is a
man.
10
What did you think of
for
this
40.
team?
It's new.
Ah.
It's new.
It was the
It's a little different.
shuttle and 3-cone that brought Donald up to a higher score. And the bench too, probably, right? But
Yeah, a lot more football left.
this is crazy.
Yeah, a lot more football.
Just
left in the
crazy.
tank here. We look forward to it, and we also look forward to some more NFL Plus coverage. That was how quick that was. That good for you?
It works for me.
It works for you. Thanks for being with us, Kenny. We will be right back at the Combine with more drill action. Don't go anywhere right after.
Who else can we compare? You know what? You guys were talking about Sauce Gardner earlier. Let's do Julius Brents.
Who said you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
So I guess he didn't really do a
Think
ton.
Mom's mad about her favorite shoes? Nope, because Bank of America lets her switch her choice cashback category
Same
to
height.
online shopping. So she
Same
gets
exact
more
height.
replacement pair.
With the Bank of
Brents is
America
bigger,
customized cash rewards
not
card,
quite
you
as
just can't
quick.
stop getting rewarded.
Let's do Tariq Woolen, who is like the one of one at the position. Brady Bean, thanks to the $4.99. Did you see Noah Sewell fall to the Broncos? He's going to be there. He's not going to be a first-round pick. So, yeah.
Get $1,500 purchase allowance on the 2023 Cadillac XT5 and XT6.
Yeah, so Woolen, his problem was the short shuttle and 3-cone. When you're so big, it's tough to be also quick and agile. So I don't know if we see Brents do the short shuttle or 3-cone, but basically the same vert, had a better broad jump, obviously was not near as fast.
Could be our job.
But interesting there.
Sports.
And
It could be
let's do Deontay Banks.
If you follow it, wherever it takes you, you'll always find what you're looking for.
And this is an interesting one. Deontay Banks is big, not quite as big,
Why did we choose Safe Flight?
but
For us,
in
driving
terms
around
of
is the
athletic
only way we keep
testing,
our body asleep. So when our
I mean,
windshield
he's
cracked,
right there.
we needed
A
it
little
fixed.
bit slower,
We went to safeflight.com.
little bit, but
There's no one else we
every
trust.
bit as
Their
explosive.
experts replaced our windshield
Same vert,
and recalibrated our
better
cars
broad.
and safety system. They focus on
What
our
it would come
safety,
down to is the bench and the
so we can focus on this
agility.
little guy. Safe Flight repair, Safe Flight.
Banks could be a first-round pick. For sure. I'm not sure that he will be, but he could be. Let's see those safeties run. Sidney Brown's going to be the interesting one for me. Off to a heck of a start. Corners have already gone. Safety's up next. The Bees with the $5 says, thoughts on the report of DJ costing more than $40 million a year? Seems crazy to me. It depends how the contract's set up. And if DJ and Saquon are back, who would you want to target in the first? I don't think them being back or not changes much, to be honest. I think corner, offensive line,
talented cornerback prospects, but of course there's
a lot of
still
good
question,
corners.
Where's everybody going to pick? And of course,
Receiver
so much of
maybe in the
conversation
second.
When it's not being dominated by these prospects behind me has been about just the draft order. Right now, literally right now, only right now, the Chicago Bears pick number 1. We don't know how quickly that is going to change, and certainly it is something over the next several days, several weeks, maybe even several months, the Chicago Bears are going to have to wait.
Receivers are tomorrow.
seems to be really in the driver's seat here, just as far as the offseason.
I think the top 3 corners in the class are going to be Devin Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez, and probably Joey Porter Jr.
Number 1 overall pick, and based on the evaluators that I've spoken with, it certainly seems like that would be all about Bryce Young from Alabama. Talked to the media today, made some jokes about his height, certainly something I can appreciate, but obviously has been sort of the apple of the eye of
I do like Tank Bigsby.
Odds-on favorite right now to be the number 1 pick. And there's several teams interested.
Is that my old buddy Colin?
From 2 to 1, I think that would certainly be
this former Spartan.
Indianapolis Colts from 4 to 1 would take a little more.
I think it might be
to get all the way up. What about the Atlanta Falcons? What about the Las Vegas Raiders? Still no firm long-term answer at quarterback, something that Coach Josh McDaniels has said is a priority. And then
there are a lot of good corners, a lot of good ones.
Quarterback market for some time certainly could bring on a veteran. Obviously visited with Derek Carr earlier in the week, but they also have interest.
Why don't I remember Trey Palmer in the Senior Bowl?
Number 1. This is one of the biggest storylines of the offseason, something that is going to play out, and I know these conversations.
Kenny McIntosh is good.
Heated up here in Indianapolis. Meanwhile, of course, we're watching several talented cornerbacks here behind me on this field. One of the most talented cornerbacks in the NFL, Jalen Ramsey, a former first-rounder and, of course, multi-year Pro Bowler.
Is he going to get traded?
Has now been, as colleague Tom Pelissero mentioned, the subject of trade talks, in the Los Angeles Rams, really have had conversations over the course of the last couple of weeks. They look to maybe trim some payroll and kind of reallocate some resources.
Hello, Colin.
Some interest in Jalen Ramsey. We'll see if he ends up getting traded, but as far as what that price could look like, it might even be a first rounder. Certainly something that
no kidding, dude.
At least would consider is going to play out probably prior to free agency. And then, of course, one of the bigger topics over the next 4 or 5 days, I would say, franchise tags. Josh Jacobs, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Jacobs going to get franchise tag? Okay, or expected to. Not for sure.
A long-term deal by Tuesday. That is what's going on in the NFL right here. Now let's send it over to Rich and DJ for more in the Combine.
Thank you, sir.
Is it time for the safeties to run?
Lots going on right there. Where do you expect Aaron Rodgers to wind up?
Dude, if I'm the Giants, I would give up 25 for Jalen Ramsey in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
You don't have a crystal ball, as the coaches would say.
That's how I feel about that.
That maybe Sauce Gardner can introduce, what is it, Al the jeweler, to Aaron Rodgers. That's my prediction today.
You think the Jets wind up with him?
As of today, ask me tomorrow, it might change.
No, I hear you.
We're walking around the same halls and hearing the same things, talking to the same people.
I hear the same thing too.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that the Jets are red hot for Aaron Rodgers. And
really?
What would that deal look like? I mean, what would that be? A 2 or 3, or would it?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a 1. I don't. Right. So I think Green Bay, and we talk about where Aaron's going to go. I think Green Bay is. They're okay with starting the Jordan Love era and seeing what they have there.
I mean, when Brian Gutekunst said earlier this week that he wants, eventually they're going to have a conversation with Aaron, and he's still taking his time. And again, anybody out there, Rodgers was talking about earlier this week, if he's answering the questions that's asked of him, and if you think he's being a diva or whatever, then just turn him off. Just don't listen. But I mean, if you want to talk about just again diva behavior. Or at least making the Packers wait. I think a lot of people forgot how long Favre made them wait 1 year and then came back in June to say, oh, by the way, I'd like to come back. So Rodgers hasn't even entered the Favre zone in terms of making the Packers wait. That said,
dude, I don't think Aaron Rodgers has been a diva at all.
And hearing Gutekunst saying when they have a conversation.
I know everybody hates Aaron Rodgers nowadays. He does weird stuff, but like, dude,
I don't remember
we're all hearing that the Packers don't want Aaron Rodgers. He hasn't talked about retiring.
Conscious uncoupling?
Really?
Is that what it was?
Oh, okay. Very good. Yeah.
I think it headed towards that.
That's what
yeah, Tyler Scott's going to be somebody to watch out for tomorrow, Bees. He can really run.
Yes. Wow, look at you.
All right, safety's going to run. Starting out with Alabama's Jordan Battle. Was probably a top 50 player in the draft last year. Chose to come back to Alabama. I feel like hurt his stock a little bit. But he's not a bad player. Here we go. Safeties are up and running.
To this NFL scouting combine on-field drills. Group 5.
They're not going to run as fast, though. Got to keep in mind.
Safeties
They will be slower. A 4.56 from Jordan Battle is a good time.
With a very nice 4.56 to start.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that's a nice time because let's get to the safety numbers now. We transition from corners to safety.
You hear that?
So you got to adjust your eyes a little bit here. If you look at the safeties, the top 8 guys in the league last year, the average size speed were 6.006, so a little over 6 foot, a little under 6'1", 209
Like
pounds.
Jair Brown's another one
Flat 40, so 4,
who
5,
is a
0,
really good
1,
player.
4.
I don't think he's going
As
to
we get ready to see
test like
Jair
an
Brown
animal.
from Penn State, who's my top safety in the draft, Rich. He's the only one I have inside the top 50. He's an outstanding player who has some cornerback background and can really cover.
The fastest time that we've seen timed at the combine yet came in the earlier parts of tonight. The previous group, DJ Turner of Michigan, a 4.26.
I mean, he's running pretty well, to be honest. 4.66, not that bad.
He'll want to make that a little bit faster on the next one. He plays plenty faster than that.
There is the general manager and the defensive coordinator of the world champion Kansas City Chiefs, and again, it cannot be.
Sidney Brown's going to be interesting, though. A little undersized. Had a really, really good Senior Bowl.
Impressive.
Has already tested really, really well. Also, looks jacked. Looks shredded. Twin brother of Illinois running back Chase Brown, who I'm sure you guys know.
That's what happens when you win Super Bowls.
It's a long combine is what I'm getting at here.
Sidney Brown of Illinois. We'll see his twin brother Chase.
Didn't hold it.
Sunday when the running backs get out there.
He should test well. He can run. Jump 40.5 inches and broad jump 10-10.
Appreciate that, man.
Got it.
I wasn't sure where
Coach Carroll. How about Sauce Gardner saying he got a little intimidated there with Coach Carroll in the room?
Said that Coach Carroll was a close talker.
Yeah.
Got in his face.
There's sometimes in scouting, you say, hey, guys, you want to smell their breath a little bit. Get up there and get to know them a little bit.
Dentine.
Hoosiers.
Right here in the Hoosier State.
When in Rome. Sidney Brown.
Does Sidney Brown get around 4.4?
He's an excellent.
He's moving, dude. He's moving.
He is moving. 4.49. Yeah.
Whew.
Well done.
4.49.
Charles?
And you're talking about Sidney Brown, Rich, and DJ. And DJ, I want to ask you.
It's pretty sick.
You know how I get on this instincts thing, right? You know, every year, who's my Tyrann Mathieu? And I've had Antoine Winfield, Elijah Molden. This young man feels like that type of a player to me, as well as all the attributes you already listed.
Yeah, he's outstanding finding and playing the ball. Always gets himself in the right position. And he plays fast. He's an excellent blitzer. Really, the only knock on him, Charles, is he went up against Laporta, who we're going to see with the tight ends in a deep tight end group. I thought he struggled a little bit against him, but that was about the only knock in the tape that I watched.
Jamari Connor also moved.
Dude, the thing with Sidney Brown just there with a 4.49, I don't know. He looked like he
that we're seeing here.
Like glitched across the screen almost.
He plays some nickel, and that's again in this group.
I feel like that might even be faster than 4.49.
Nickel as well as safety.
Might be a little bit closer to 4.45, 4.46. Not like incredibly different, but
see Trey Dean once we get
he might be able to bring it down a little bit.
To me, the questions that you want to see answered are just the ability to
another guy,
find
great
and
Senior
play
Bowl,
the football.
so
Not a lot of ball production there at Florida, but excellent size, over 6'2", 200 pounds.
Yeah, can't be on the line. You'd be right up to the top, but it can't be on. Sorry about that.
That's good. Coach Reed. Big gum is a big gum team there.
It's a big gum
Brett
team.
likes the gum. Andy likes the gum.
It's you know the gum rule. Somebody's chewing it. Everybody's got to go.
It's not a bad sign from Trey Dean here.
4.75.
A little bit slower than I thought, to be honest. That was gonna be the 4.6s. 4.75, a little slow. But he's a big dude.
Member of Alabama football, DeMarco Helms is coming now to the line.
Helms plays with a lot of energy when you watch him.
No way. Wink's got a ton of Yankees.
He's dropping a new one on us every day.
Yesterday, now he's going red.
Well, you know, he's
Wink Martindale. He's
the unofficial third brother. With
he's
Rex
trying to
and
take
Rob.
my heart here with the Yankees hats back-to-back
They
days.
like to wear the
Got a red
jerseys
one
of
today.
Players. He's
Gotta
got
love
hats
Wink
this week
for
as the
now.
team.
Dude, I'm getting excited for baseball to be back.
If you're out there at Helms when you watch that Tennessee game where your Vols had that big
Need Aaron Judge to keep it up.
Put in some compromising positions in that game in the slot with Hyatt, who can absolutely fly, and they were able to attack him a little bit. I think it's going to be important with his role at the next level where you put him and how you protect him.
Absolutely, and he's one of those really smart, instinctive players. But in that game, he's put in conflict so often, just difficult to figure out where to go. And you saw many of the same things happen again in the Kentucky game. Almost the same type of routes manifest.
4.58 from DeMarco Helms.
Good time. Did we ever find the goalposts from that game?
Yeah, they were located by drone and also, by laser and the whole deal. They are down in the Tennessee River. There's
down
no
at the
question.
Bottom.
They are in the bottom, and they are not coming up.
So I historically have not done fantasy football.
Hey.
I just don't like it. However, this year I did Underdog Fantasy, Daily Fantasy, and you can use code BENGAL on Underdog at signup.
We're in the neighborhood of Aaron Donald's numbers at a combine, and then he
time's coming up.
officially.
However, I think I might do a Dynasty Fantasy League coming up. Because I think that might just be a little bit more interesting to me.
That's a good time. 4-4. Brandon Hill, he plays a lot in that too high safety look.
Just down the street from us here. A lot of grubbing up going down in that Tennessee suite right now.
Is that a little jean material there on the top? A little jean shirt? Like it? When you're Mike Vrabel, you can wear whatever the heck you want.
I don't know what Dynasty IDP League even means. I don't know what IDP is.
Yeah, you could be all the way up to
He's one who plays deep and in the slot. You move around, directs traffic. One of these things with safeties is your communication.
Individual
is
defensive
a big part of the
players.
evaluation. He's kind of the guy back there that gets everything communicated. Wanted to see how he was going to run. There was a little bit of a question mark there, so this will be a big time for him. Looks like he's pretty good. Great time.
4.54 from Jordan Howden.
Jordan with a 4.54. DJ Turner, it should be mentioned, since we've been tracking stuff on the NFL Network since 2003, the only Wolverine or Buckeye to ever run sub 4.340s at the combine.
Interesting, you'd lump those two together.
Yeah, just
really
throwing it out there. Who set the standard?
I've never fit the criteria of a modern day running back.
There's never been an Ohio State player to run
I'm not 6 foot. I'm not
4.29 or better. I guess Paris Campbell would have been right at like 4.31 or something like that. Yep, there you go, 4.31. I mean, it is crazy to get into the 4.2s. It's wild. But you would have thought that Ohio State would have had I mean, Curtis Samuel 4.31 as well. Oh yeah, they did have Olaves at 4.26 unofficial last year. We're like, no, he didn't. It still was crazy fast though. I forgot about that. That's why we wait for the official times. Chris Johnson. I mean, look at this, dude. Fastest 10-yard split of all time by a mile for Chris Johnson. Nobody's even close. What a freak. What a freak. I mean, that's so dumb. Malcolm Mitchell was that fast? No way. Dude, how do you have a 1.4 10-yard split and then a 4.45 40? That's just, it's reasonable. Nuts. Dude, DK Metcalf at 230 pounds doing that. Also, insanity. And was apparently the 3rd most athletic receiver in the 2019 Combine. How is that possible? I wonder if they have Paris Campbell higher because of a faster 40. Yep, they do. I mean, great vert, too. Paris Campbell, also a freak. And we actually got somewhat close. Like, Jartavius Martin, who might run in a little bit here.
What you missed, we got you caught.
Actually, we might see. This is one of the craziest vertical jumps of all time. I want to see Jartavius Martin in a dunk contest. Antonio Johnson's one. I need to see faster than 4.6. Not a good start.
Fluid, smooth athlete. Let's see how fast he is.
4.52 though. Love that. It's not official laser time at first, Colin. Takes a little bit to get the laser time.
And we're seeing some good times here, Rich. Low 4.5s all over the place.
Golden Dome.
Is the Combine on right now?
Back live.
Yeah.
Here in Indianapolis. Home state
What?
of Notre Dame.
Brandon Joseph, Northwestern, transferred to Notre Dame. 4.62 40.
2 picks in the Syracuse game. You pop that one on. Also returns some punts. Incredibly smart when you talk to the folks at Notre Dame and at Northwestern.
Yet another orange eye on the screen. I mean, normally we're talking Illinois. It's like, hey.
I don't remember watching Brandon Hill run 4.44.
Because that's where Dick went to.
All right, here's Jartavius Martin up. He had the ridiculous vertical jump, 44 inches.
Back to the days of Kenny Battle.
Dude, Colin, what the fuck are you saying, dude?
Kenny Battle.
Is that your era?
Well,
Let's see what Jartavius Martin runs.
Illinois and Michigan.
Fighting Illini.
A Final Four game. That's Sean Higgins, if you will. The rest of the Michigan Wolverines.
4.46.
Championship game. 4.46.
That'll play.
There you go.
I wasn't calling.
Nice.
Very good.
I love that. That's what Rich does to the rundown every time we get one.
Yes. Very good. Fantastic. That program's running the gauntlet right now.
Love it.
Kayvon Merriweather.
Just to go back to Jartavius Martin real quick.
This is
Saw
DBs
that
today.
time he also
DBs.
44 on the vertical and 11-1 broad. So he's having himself a
What do
day.
you have on the vertical?
44.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
6'9". Head coach, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The rest, Jason Light on the right. The post-time Tom Brady era in Tampa has arrived.
Has begun.
Here's Jammy. Tyree Wilson's wingspan has been public knowledge for a while now.
With the salary cap too. See what happens there. Some decisions they have to make coming up here shortly. Robinson is a good football player there at Florida State. He's a little bit undersized, under 5'11", 191 pounds, but plays good instincts, takes excellent angles, really good blitzer. I liked him a little bit better when he was closer to the line of scrimmage than playing as a deep player, but fun player to watch.
He got out pretty quick.
Straining a little bit.
4.6 though.
The aforementioned Brian Gutekunst to the
Yeah,
Green Bay
I didn't really think he was gonna run that well. I know somebody in chat said he was gonna test crazy. Didn't really see that coming.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in on
But
DJ talking about Jamie Robinson.
I don't think it's a bad time.
Report you gave. And that's how he feels about himself. And he told me the other day that the one thing he really wanted to encourage.
Daniel Scott could be a sleeper though. This will be an interesting time here.
Something that he's been striving to do a better job of over the last year or so. He thinks that's like the last step for him because he feels the physicality part of the game.
It's moving a little bit. 4.45.
Great time there for Daniel Scott. I thought he might test well. CD is another one. I'll get back to you on that one. He's an interesting case because he's a good football player. He's got production. You just saw the test right there with the 4.45. He's going to be a 25-year-old rookie. He's one of a number of players.
Christopher Smith is going to be one to watch here potentially as well, and then Jason Taylor shortly after.
Different from Ashton Davis, don't you think? Because
yeah, I would expect Chase Brown to get drafted.
That they were trying to make, trying to say he's a football player. I feel like Daniel Scott's a football player, and you just want to check the athletic ability.
Yeah, he's checked that box. One of the matchups I thought he maybe struggled a little bit with was against the Notre Dame tight end, and Mayer. He got him in man coverage on 1.
4.66.
Finishing up with a lot of seconds here. 4.66 seconds for Christopher Smith II. Now comes Jason Taylor II and Rashawn Torrance II.
Again, this could be one to watch. Jason Taylor here.
You see what I'm saying?
I like it. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So now comes Jason Taylor II of Oklahoma State.
Jumped 43 inches a little bit earlier.
Which is pretty absurd.
You know what we don't see anymore, what we used to see a lot of? Remember when they used to jump and pick their knees up before they got down there?
Yes. I don't see that anymore.
I miss those days.
Of levitation.
Did you ever try that before?
I did. I've got a photograph of me doing it, yes. And you'd be surprised at how much air I got.
Really?
Yes.
How'd that feel the next day?
Great.
4.5 flat.
The jumps that match the 40 there. He would run fast.
Rashad Torrance II, DB.
DB 62.
Think it's a passing league?
62 defensive backs invited to the scouting combine.
That is quite a few.
He's timing up there.
Come on.
He's always working.
Got himself his diet soda. He's got himself a timer. He's got himself right.
See what Rashad Torrance runs.
On those Hall of Fame hands. Florida Gator wrapping up.
I don't know if it's going to be a blistering time here. 4.74.
Group of defensive backs and defensive players here at the scouting combine. We'll be back.
I don't think DJ Turner's stock gets affected really. The 40 times don't really affect much. These are unofficial times.
Stay tuned and hang with us.
It might honestly take like an hour to get actual official times. I feel like it took forever for the corners earlier.
Just like Hall of Famers for exclusive
Kool-Aid McKinstry. Jeez, I don't know.
Make your friends and family Hall of Famers. With all 32 teams in the store, there's something for everyone. Open 7 days a week.
John Ross was, we talked about this earlier, he was already a first-round player before the combine. He was not like, ooh, could this guy be drafted and suddenly goes number 10 overall? Just not how it works. Guy Blue Kelly ran 4.52. Not so bad. Yeah, the unofficial times last year were crazy. So they've gone the other direction this time around, and they've been a little bit slower, and then the actual times end up being a little bit faster. They're more accurate today. Like DJ Turner, they got a 4.27, he's official 4.26. Bennett was 4.31, official 4.30. Deontay Banks, I think, was 4.35. Forbes 4.35. Ringo 4.36.
Turns out the General is a quality insurance company that's been saving people money for nearly
So most of these, they've been a lot better today.
nearly 60 years of quality
A lot better today.
Just one drop.
Gorilla Super Glue Micro Precise. Of course.
No free advertising. Yeah, Brian Branch was what I was hoping would be around 4.5, but 4.58, not so bad. He's a nickel corner. He plays fast. He's a good player. I know everyone's going to ask, oh, does this hurt Brian Branch's draft stock? He's still a nickel corner at the end of the day. So I don't know that he was going to get drafted like top 10 anyway, but he's really good. Really good player. Fastest tight end tomorrow, I would guess Luke Musgrave from Oregon State. I feel pretty good about that. Who are the tight ends that are participating? Yeah, I would guess Luke Musgrave is the number one. Interesting that his grade is so much higher than Mayer and Kincaid, according to Lance Zerline, who does these. Tucker Kraft is one to watch out for. I don't think Darnell Washington runs that fast just because he's so big, 6'7", 270. But it'll be interesting. And we don't know who's all doing things at the moment, so I'll give you a couple names on a fast 40. I would guess Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft, Kincaid could run pretty well. Davis Allen could run pretty well. Those would be the guys I expect. From receiver, I expect Jalen Hyatt to run very well. Josh Downs. I think Quentin Johnston's going to run well for his size, too. Addison, I think, is going to be fast. Tyler Scott, Zay Flowers, Tank Dell, I think will be very fast. Especially Tyler Scott. But who knows about Zay Flowers, Tank Dell. Andre Yosivas is going to be maybe the fastest guy there. There is potential for that. And we got more times. Tomorrow is quarterback, wide receiver, and tight end.
Good player. Thought he might come out last year.
Jair Brown.
This one surprised me, Rich. Again, I think he's the best safety in the draft.
Okay.
4.65. I thought you would see a faster time, but you go back to last year's draft. If you remember, I believe
Here's
it was
Trey Palmer.
Pro Day for the Notre Dame safety.
Bryce Ford Wheaton's in this class, huh?
Process. He ran 4.71.
Jake Bobo, the last one. Bobo's a beast, dude. Disrespect.
Lights out the whole year. You can play.
Sidney Brown.
Sidney Brown got some juice, man. 4.48.
Incredible. It looks as great on the screen, folks. 4.48. Stacy?
Rich and DJ, you know where Sidney and Chase Brown are from, right?
Canada.
Go for it.
Canada, I believe, right?
Damn it.
Minus the expletive.
By the way, wait a minute, Stacy. You saying I'm Canadian, damn it, yesterday, like, you know,
strong
like going full Gumby about your home country was fantastic. But you're on the floor. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of American too. I'm very proud of that.
Of course.
But yeah, hey, listen, what a great story Sidney Brown is, and obviously his twin brother Chase. They grew up very modestly, Rich and DJ, in Canada, London, Ontario. I say modestly, they just simply didn't have enough money. It was them and their mom, and they actually spent time in a shelter, and they didn't want
Kincaid
their
not
friends to
testing
know what was
tomorrow?
going
Yeah,
on.
I think I
They
did
were
hear that.
15, 16 years old at the time, but this family,
I do remember
actually
Tegan
two
Quatoriano.
families in Florida
But he's also like
wanted to help him
he's a
out.
run
They had
blocking
couple
tight end, you know.
connections, and they moved him down to Bradenton.
There are a
just
lot of
he and
receivers in
Chase,
this class.
and they went to school, and that's where their journey in the United States began when they were.
Yeah,
16
Tillman's a good
years
athlete.
old.
Tillman's a
They
good
ended up
athlete.
getting scholarships.
This
both
was
of
not a
them,
good start for Trey
obviously,
Dean.
Sydney, as we watch him here today,
4.78.
went to Illinois, and the rest is history. His numbers, guys, have been off the charts today. He's got a mantra, and I love this, DJ.
A mantra? Don't pronounce mantra like that.
I love that.
I just talked to a scout, guys.
He's got a mantra.
This young man is going to be special at the next level. We talk about Tyrann Mathieu, but there is a big buzz surrounding Sidney Brown. He's testing off the charts today, but look at him, the physique, everything about him, and he's a really great young man.
He's built like a tank.
Native Canadian Stacy Dale.
I love it.
He's got a mantra.
Report.
And his mantra is this.
Taking risks with no regrets.
I do love that. Those are words to live by.
It's also Mike McDaniel's clothing philosophy.
4.59 for Helms. I want to see Antonio Johnson again, because there's a chance he is the best safety in the class.
4.59, a solid time.
Brandon Hill now coming up.
He was moving on that first one.
Pittsburgh Panther on the line. Native Pittsburgh timer. Mark Gorsuch getting ready to send him down the line.
It's a work day for DQ. He's got the hat backwards. He's locked in.
Okay.
He's run a 4.4.
Brandon Hill moving.
Twice now. Nicely done. Very nice.
Outstanding.
48.
Looks like we got a heavy Midwest flavor in this group today.
Love it.
It's going to be weird. UCLA and USC playing in that conference. It's going to take a little getting used to.
My kids immediately said we're going to see a lot of Big Ten games out here now.
Oh yeah, you're going to get Michigan coming out here, California.
Yeah. By the way, I mean, there's a ton of Big Ten people in Los Angeles, so.
Oh, they'll pack the stadium.
These stadiums will be packed.
Hmm?
And then conversely, UCLA and USC
449 for Howden.
have to get cold weather gear clothes going. There's not too many of those 8-clap ball caps, you know.
Not a lot of beanies in the lockers.
I told that Mark Jarman, the general manager, who came on my show, the athletic director of
UCLA.
I told that to him when he came on my show. He called it an 8-cap. Make an all-weather hat.
Okay.
Call it an 8-cap.
Oh, instead of the 8-clap.
Yes.
Took me a second there, Rich.
8-cap.
Yeah. Nicely
so
done.
I'm saying that here
Marketing
as well
Marketing it.
to make sure somebody gets their cut. Anthony Johnson Jr. Iowa State.
Didn't hold it.
Talked about him on his first run. Really, kind of question was some of the makeup speed, the top end speed. And
yes.
He rolls out a 4.56, which is outstanding. Put that concern to bed. Takes really good angles. He can cover tight ends. Quick reads in the run game. That was the question: is how explosive is he? How fast is he? And that's what's cool about the combine. You enter with a question, you leave with an answer.
Another whistle.
Yeah, he's got to pause.
He was right next door to us last year.
Same title, change booths, though.
Different booth. Now he's the Carolina Panther head coach, Frank Reich.
They're very much an intriguing team to see what they do at the quarterback position. They're going to make the move all the way up. Picking 9.
Or do they stay where they right there and maybe get a shot at somebody else?
See who else comes down there. Does Anthony Richardson, where does he go from Florida? Will Levis from Kentucky, where does he come off the board? We're going to have fun jumping into the quarterback discussion tomorrow, my friend.
Will Levis with the soundbite of the combine today.
This could be a good time from Anthony Johnson. This is a big dude. 4.54.
Good luck getting that through security.
Anthony Johnson, not to be confused with Antonio Johnson from A&M here in a minute.
Oh, look at this baby. Yes.
Oh, it's great.
Nice. Fantastic.
I don't know who's watching the combine, but the guy holding the baby looked like John Leguizamo.
Apparently going viral on NFL media. The baby is not 205 pounds, okay?
Don't bite on the double move.
Nice.
Another commercial, great. Why would I want to see Antonio Johnson run? Good point. He did 4.52 the first time. Yeah, not testing especially well. But I like him as a player. Kyle Duggar is an interesting pro comp, though. I don't necessarily hate it. I think Antonio Johnson, to me, is a little bit better of a cover guy, though. From East St. Louis. Damn. Jartavius Martin, though, what a day he's had. To jump 44 inches broad over 11 feet. 147, 10-yard split as well. It's pretty good. 4.4, 640. That is an elite athlete. You know, you wonder if any of these guys are ever going to be anything. That's kind of the funny thing, is because all of the top draft prospects, like, you see the actual grade, and this is their, like, potential. Average backup or special teamer. That's their supposed potential, according to Lance Zierlein here. And a lot of the times it's true, man. Like, a lot of these guys are just never going to end up being starters on a team. They just might be fine players. Many of them won't make it out of their first contract. First rookie contract, right? We'll see. Tyreek Jones is someone that I saw a little bit because I watched JL Skinner. Another big dude. 6'2", 200 pounds. Long arms, too. But this is one of your guys that will he even make a team? Yeah, those are very long arms. Very long arms. But you know who also has long arms is a bunch of players at the cornerback position. Joey Porter Jr. jumps to mind here. 34-inch arms are so crazy. That's his top strength. His father's Pro Bowler, an undisputed alpha. Jarvis Landry is probably a good example, Colin. Not that he was like a stud NFL player. He had a crazy fan base, though. But Jarvis Landry was a bad athlete and had a good NFL career.
4-6-1.
Stick with that first time. We didn't miss a lot, Rich.
Brandon Joseph. I mean, truly, as we were coming out of commercial break is when he ran at 4.67, and now with Jartavius Martin, we are back live, getting ready for him to run.
Martin, DB 53.
There he is.
4.50.
Excellent times. Again, he's going to play nickel. He's in the safety group, and he's going to be a day one starting slot corner.
Kayvon Merriweather. Seconds ago.
See if he can get better than that 4.69. He did.
4.62, significantly better.
Nice, good ball production for him. He had 4 picks this year. He got C.J. Stroud in the Ohio State game.
And then Jamie Robinson's back at it. Back live. These are the final 40s of the night and of any defensive group. And we're just used to the defense going last year. Always used to end with secondary every year for about 15 years. Now they're beginning to switch it up a little bit.
Come on, Jammy. 4.59. Slightly faster.
Take it a little bit faster, unofficially, and we'll see if officially even does a little better than that.
Let's hope so. Rooting for everybody. It's okay.
Let's get it, baby. We here. We ain't leaving till we get what we deserve. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Brandon Bean.
That was so weird. They just stuck the camera in his face and you're like, all right, talk.
They've done an outstanding job with their roster, too. Again, it's identifying guys. When you're picking in the back of the first round consistently.
Positions tomorrow. Quarterback. Wide receiver. Tight end.
The nice 4.49. When you are choosing top 10 and you choose a quarterback, you get it right, that sets you up. And your success eventually gets...
There are my guys right there. Brian Dayball, Joe Shane.
I guess to blossom so much that...
Somebody else who I don't know on the far left of the screen.
They go other places, correct.
Like the ones on the screen.
I don't actually know who that is. Doesn't really look familiar.
Joe Shane on the right, your reigning defensive coach of the year, Brian Dayball. But you get it right. You get somebody like Josh Allen right, then it sets everything up for a long time.
It's like the old...
We'll see Chris Smith get a little bit faster here. I think he's going to. This looks way better. 4.62. Yeah, a little bit better, I guess.
Over the years.
Yeah.
Produced a lot of general managers and head coaches. You got a great quarterback.
I think Combine starts an hour earlier tomorrow.
You get one of those types of quarterbacks. One of my favorite quotes of the year was Joe Burrow talking about window of opportunity. Basically said his window of opportunity is as long as he's playing.
Which is not arrogant, it's accurate.
It's correct. But by the way, correct.
All right.
If anybody thought, wow, that's pretty
2 hours earlier. Oh, damn.
No kidding. And look at
Might not be able to stream.
Zach Taylor was asked this week, any advice on a
Is it
team
noon
choosing
Eastern
first
tomorrow?
This is fine, Joe Burrow.
I guess it is Saturday morning.
By the way, that's correct. Find Joe Burrow. That'll be helpful.
1 Eastern. Oh, so it's noon for me. Okay.
Really bad season, Rich. What happens to be presented and available in the next draft?
Why do I think?
Right here. I mentioned that question about what the Panthers are going to do.
No, JL Skinner's hurt.
Guy who's going to have quite
Tore his pec.
Scott Fitter, and I like the fact that he's got one of those phone cases where you can put your room key and your credit card right on there.
Okay.
That's efficiency.
Okay. Or
you can
lose
lose
a
one,
basket,
you lose
bro.
all.
Gotta be careful.
You're tired, Funky Frog?
It's all
Nice.
bags in a basket.
It's true. It's true.
I love how everything is an evaluation.
Always evaluating. Come on. These are all my buddies. So I'm gonna
Shad
see them all
Torrance,
in the
final
hallway, so
40 of the night.
bit.
Improves his time slightly to a 4.72.
40 of tonight.
You'll have to see, Lewis.
The defensive back group of the defensive.
All right, but that is going to do it for me. I might tweet about some of the defensive back drills. I'm going to eat my sandwich. Safety is going to do it, but that is the end of the stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. As always, chilling with about 600, 700 you guys right now. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.